And welcome everybody to Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show here on social media. Good to have you with us. All our shows are now uploaded on YouTube. Yes, we got all the shows up, all the last two shows that were not. I loaded everything up this morning's show on WESU Radio. That's on YouTube. My Ashtar Command Spaceship News. Hey, Days. My Ashtar Command Spaceship news channel on YouTube is where you can watch all the shows that we've been recording here on Encounters here on TikTok. They're all on there, every one of them. So hey, Dave, good to have you with us. Kathy Stewart, good to have you with us. And we're just glad to be here. We got the air conditioning running because we want to keep cool in this room. We don't want to have all that yucky heat, you know. Diane, good to see you. Thank you for the roses. Hey, good to see you. Scrubs, good to have you with us. Susan Dodd, welcome to the show. Hey, One Toyota, we're doing great. I hope you're doing well, Jard. And also, we're going to set our goals up tonight. We do have some goals. But before we get to the goals, I just want people to realize I do have a Cash App on here, which I don't usually mention. I'm going to start mentioning it more often. So if you want to help support the work I've been doing since 2023 into 2024, and you've watched my show and you've seen what I've done for people, it doesn't matter. Whatever you donate will be fine. Just go to my Cash App link for Venmo on my main page. Whenever you can, make a donation. I'll leave it up to you what you want to donate, whether it's 5 or 10 or 15 or 20. That's up to the individual person if you can afford to do it. That would be certainly a blessing to the work we're doing here. And we certainly, again, my Cash App is on my main page. There's a link to it on Venmo, which is also part of PayPal. So Venmo is a PayPal company. So just, if you have it, please do it. Thank you, Half Pint, for the roses. We appreciate it. We're going to have a great show tonight. And we had April on our show on WESU this morning. We talked about what happened in the oceans the other day. The command has been diligently shut down all the portals. They closed the portals, and now the only other thing we have to do is really dismantle the CERN technology. The CERN technology in Europe has to be dismantled, and it has to be totally dismantled. And the weapons that are being used in the oceans that were being used have been, I guess most of them have been stopped by the Ashtar Command. I think there's maybe a few left, but they're going to get them. And get this, if you weren't watching this morning's show, you need to understand this. Our government, whatever that government is, has actually created a base in Antarctica for these reptilians or these other beings that they said, we'll let you stay here as long as you do the dirty work, you know? So they can stay here and do the dirty work and try to do their thing. And that happened during the eclipse. When the eclipse happened, the CERN thing was operating. It opened up 7 portals. They closed all the portals, the command did. But these beings hid behind the sun. They got here. The government people that are working with them set them up in Antarctica somewhere with an underground base. Hey, Susie, good to have you with us. So, and you know, they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop the truth. They're not going to stop contact. Hey, Papa Smurf. It's not going to be, hey, Queen Jade. Good to see you, Gwen. Good evening, Gwen. Much love to you and light. They're not going to stop it. You know? It's really kind of amazing. That's how afraid they are. These people that have that, who think they have all this power of cover-up, they think they have all the power. They have nothing. They have no power. They're afraid. They're afraid of what's happening. I've said this before, I'll say it again. They're afraid. They're afraid of the fact that we, in my social media, my background, and being on regular FM radio and NPR station, which is public radio, not some like little tiny 2-watt station, I reach people over the world. You know, I got my YouTube channel. I reach people there. I know what I'm doing. You know, they can't stop us. You know, they try to use their government agents to infiltrate us. We've got more Ashtar Command people at our locations protecting us. They're with me here. They're not coming on here and showing themselves, but I know they're here to protect us. And they are, you know, and I have no fear. I'm pushing along straight forward to the radio show for 21 years on here with the social media of this show, Encounters. And we have woken up so many people all over the world since 2023. And we're going to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. And we're going to bust this matrix to the core. You better believe it, brothers and sisters. That's exactly what we're going to do. You know, I feel great. You know, I was looking at myself on the screen before I went live. I said, I kind of look different for some reason. I don't know what it is. I kind of feel like I look different. Maybe it's just me, but I just got all this energy, you know? Man, I feel good. Cheryl Barron. Hi, Half Pint Sister. Oh, Cheryl's saying hello to Half Pint. There you go. So welcome to the show, everybody. I have no idea what's going to happen tonight. Hey, Billy Badass. It's been a while. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Half Pint. We appreciate it. You know, I just feel really, really good and really blessed. And I know you all are a blessing, every one of you too. You know, yeah, my skin's glowing tonight. Yeah, I feel really different. You know, I don't know if it's from the downloads I've been having lately, or hey, Chesno, good to see you, brother. You know, good to see you. We got Kit Kat here. Hey, Freddie, blessings to you, brother. Little Leah, I hope you're having a blessed evening as well. Thank you, Casey. I feel really energized. You know, I mean, there's nothing that can stop me. Hey, Sarah. Oh, thank you. The radio show, thank you. You know, and when I had April on the radio, I think it's important I put her on our NPR station so people on the radio side can hear the story. And people that are listening on the internet that don't have TikTok can hear the story. Hey, Eric, good to see you, brother. You know, and our station is our NPR Pacifica station is really well established in Connecticut and around the world, pretty much with our internet broadcast. You know, so because I have so much power in what I do. No, I don't care what government people are listening to this show. They're never going to stop what we're doing. You can have 10,000 government people monitoring this show, and we'll just jam up their communications devices. And the command can definitely do that. They've done it before. They'll do it again. As a matter of fact, as we're all watching this show, so is my brothers and sisters and my family on the spaceship on one of the Ashtar Command ships. They have monitoring screens on all these ships. It's not like a flat screen, big TV set. They have monitoring screens. They monitor this. They watch every broadcast. They also monitor all of us, the 5 of us that are going to be going on the ship together. They monitor us to make sure, you know, we're okay. They're always with us. We have more space people in our houses now that are unseen. They're not showing themselves, but we know they're there. Chesno has a couple of them. I do. I was just told this morning on our show that they were bringing more Ashtar commanders to protect us. Kit Kat, Johnny. Matter of fact, let's see, I would like to bring everybody up, but now I don't mean the whole world. But we are well protected. You know, from when this first started and where it is now, there were people who they didn't know if this was really happening, if this was really, you know, what was going on. Well, they're not in your houses. They're in. There are 5 of us. There are 5 of us, Sean, who are going to be going on ships of the Ashtar Command in less than a year. So we're very, very protected. Each one of us has a specific thing. My friend Chesno, very specific abilities. My friend Johnny in New Jersey has very specific abilities. Kit Kat as well. And then, of course, April, who is the key person for this from her neck of the woods in Vermont. And there are people all over the world in what they call groups of 5. We don't know who they are, but they exist. And so just to give you some background, we will be doing some, work. I can't get really into it, but we will be eventually taken together with April at the right timing, and we will be coming back to Earth to help the planet. So at least I can say that much about specifically what's going on here. But I'm also a talk show host. I've been on radio for 21 years. Yeah, I am too. We're going to set the date. We're setting a date for the C5. I'm going to look this week. I'm going to have to get in touch with our person at the beach. And once I get their approval for the date, we're going to do, is April around? Yeah, she was on this morning on my show. She was on last night. She came back off planet. And a lot of things are going on. Just to give people kind of an understanding of what's happening. If you haven't watched the show, what our government's been doing to the oceans and our seas and the depths of our oceans, they were using rays of technology that were negative rays that were destroying things on the deep surfaces of our oceans where there were people living, whales, dolphins, other beings of life. The mer people were being, many of them have been harmed by our government. And everyone's talking about all this surface stuff going on and politics. It's all garbage. It's all surface garbage. It's all today. If the public only knew, if the public out there that's fighting each other over these ridiculous things knew the truth about what our governments are doing to the beings in the ocean, the cities in the depths of our oceans, the people that are living and have been living with us for a long, long time, right here on Earth. Yeah, there are star family from other planetary systems. We have star family living in our oceans. They have cities. And these weapons were used and brought in by these negative ETs that gave our government the technology to do what they were doing. We're going to protect them, Wendy. We're going to protect them because they've been exposed. And the most important thing people can do on social media is spread the word about what the government's been doing to the beings who are living in our oceans, the space people that are living in our oceans, the mer people that have been affected and have gotten sick on our shores, and some of them been captured by this government group and are being experimented on. Yeah. No, they're not. No, they're not, Patrick. I don't know wherever you heard that. The mermaids are people. They're beautiful beings of light, the mermaids. Wherever you heard that story, it had to be on the internet. Totally disregard that thought. The mermaids are beautiful people. The mer people are very beautiful. They're not that. I'm glad you asked the question, but I want to clear that up very clearly. Wherever you heard that, whoever wrote that somewhere, and somebody did, it's all a bunch of lies. It's not true. There's no truth. See, this is what happens on social media, on websites, on the internet. Somebody writes something like that somewhere, and there are people that are saying, oh, maybe they're like that. Not true. World government, our government specifically, is involved in this with the negative ETs. They've been set up a base in Antarctica, underground in Antarctica. They came in through the eclipse. They have a base. They're working with our government, and they're going to be stopped. They're going to be stopped. We're not going to let this happen. What they've been trying to do is, they know that there's going to be contact, and what our government's trying to do is stop it. They're going to use fear-based tactics, holographic images, whatever they can do. They're going to try to make people afraid. They're going to try to stop it. Hey, Paranormal, good to see you. But the commander will have none of that, nor will my space family on the ships have none of that. And they are working right now in the oceans and our seas to heal what these technologies did to the bottom of the oceans in some areas. Totally wiped out beautiful life. Totally wiped out things that are part of the natural wonders of our oceans, including, killing the whales and dolphins and other life forms, because our government doesn't care. They don't care about life. They only care about power and control and keeping people asleep. That's what they care about. That's how they do it. So I am amped up here. When I found out what they did to that little 8-year-old, and if you don't know what happened, A little 8-year-old kid, a mer person. And April was on the ship as they tried to save this little mer person's life. Died in her hands. She held her hands and she died. Did you know that? Does anybody even know this is going on? She died. I couldn't stop thinking about it after this morning's radio show. She was on the ship. They tried to save her. But what this technology did is it ended up, she died. You know? So I want people to realize what we're doing here. I work with I'm from the Ashtar Command. I came here as a starseed as a kid in the 60s. I didn't even know what the Ashtar Command was because I forgot when I was a kid. I just had a normal life. I'm fully activated now. I've been doing talk shows on these subjects for years before I came on here. You see? And to know that we have sinister people with power working with negative ETs to try to do these nefarious things in our oceans and seas with civilizations that are living in peace, it's wrong. And all these mer people, many of them who died. That's right, Royal. I am human being. I am human, but I'm not from here. I came here on mission to Earth. I didn't know when I was a kid, I didn't know anything. I had many, many spaceship sightings when I was a kid. As I got older, I became activated. I became able to see and remember things. I'm totally activated now. You know? And people need to know the truth. And when I heard about this little 8-year-old mer person, this little girl she died because of the negative technology that was used on the surface of the ocean where these were. They were near when they shot this technology into the ocean. These mer people were right near that when it happened. This little girl was taken on the ship. They tried to save her. They couldn't save her. All right? They couldn't save her at all. You know? And whether you believe in mermaids or mer people, they do exist. They are real. We've been lied to. You know, we've been told all our lives on this planet going to school that we are it. That we have to be successful. We are it. We're the ones. This is it, man. This is the way it is. When you know the truth, you have to tell the truth. When you know the truth, you have to tell it to the people. You know? And the nuclear testing. Another thing our government's doing. There's no nuclear ban. They've been testing nuclear weapons in the oceans where these civilizations live, in the depths of our oceans. Nuclear radiation, which has harmed life forms within our oceans. Did you know that? Did any of you know that's going on? It is. It has been. Let me see here. Is Anne Adele, can you tell me what you wish to come on the show about? And another thing, we do interview people, but I need to know in the comment section what you want to come on here for. You have to be over 18. You definitely have to be over 18. No kids on the program, no smoking, no vaping, no drinking, no paranormal discussions. Opinion on what? Can you tell me what the opinion is before I bring you on? Thank you, Jay Niner. Yes, that's a way of being beached up. Some of the mer people were beached up, and the government people took them to do experiments. I don't know if they're manipulating hurricanes. I'm probably sure they could manipulate hurricanes. Nuclear testing underwater? Okay, we'll bring you up on that one. And we're going to bring a guest up here. Hold on a minute. Okay. Actually, I can't bring you up. You only have 0 followers. You have to have 50. You have to have up to 50 followers. And when you get up to 50 followers, I'll be able to bring you up on audio. But you don't have any followers. That's a TikTok thing, so I don't make that rule up. That's TikTok. When you get up to 50, I'll be able to bring you up here about nuclear testing. So, hey, Karen 82, good to see you. So that's what they're doing, folks. You know? Part of my mission here on my show is not just to interview people about their experiences, but I'm also activated here to help people. I've helped many people now The command has activated me on a conscious level where I can communicate to, if someone has been abducted, I can send a spaceship over the location. I've done it more than once in the last month or two. And actually before that, I've been doing it for a couple of months. But more now than ever before. You see, that's why I say I am human, but I'm not human. Do you understand what I mean? I'm human. I'm here. I'm living a life. I'm doing all the things people do. I go to the beach. I have fun with my family. I'm doing all those things, but I'm not human. I'm a cosmic, consciously cosmic being of light within the Ashtar Command. My body on the ship is in stasis. Our bodies, some of the members of our that are here, Kit Kat, Chesno, they have space bodies in stasis on one of the Ashtar ships. So we are here as humans, and we're all doing regular human things, but we are also not from here. Why is the government creating chemtrails? Well, they do that to try to block any ability for people to understand that there is other activity going on, including intergalactic activity. Those chemtrails are started to try to prevent people from seeing what's really going on out there, which is our spaceships are from other worlds that are coming here. They don't want you to see that. They try to block it out. Georgia, the age of our age on the ships are sometimes 50,000, could be 1,000 years old and still look like 20 or 30. Great question. So our aging process is way different than on Earth. As you become, hey Josh, as you become aware of what I'm telling you, human beings were not supposed to be aging. You weren't supposed to look like at 70 years old like you were falling apart. Humans were supposed to be at a vibrational pattern where their bodies would not age. That you can live 50,000 years old. And there are many space beings on other planets that are 50,000 years old, if you can believe it, and look to be 20 or 30 years old. On Earth, they would never expose that truth because they don't want people to know that. You know, they want people to be subservient to being limited in the aging process and limited in their understanding of the cosmos. But the truth is that this planet's going to be liberated. And if there's anyone out there in the government that doesn't like that idea, too bad. You better go hide in a closet somewhere, because the Ashtar Command is going to liberate this planet. And the Ashtar Command represents many, many, many galactic races of light. And I mean many. I'm not going to give you a head count. I'm not going to tell you it's 20,000 different civilizations. I won't be able to tell you that. But I can tell you, right now, there are many, many galactic fleets of light that are coming to Earth. They're not here yet, but they are coming. The call has been put out throughout the multiverse for every spiritual civilization to assist Earth. Every spiritual civilization. That's how serious it is. There are many, many coming. It takes time to get here. It's not like, I wanted to hear already. They're traveling from so far away to get here, but when they get here, it's going to make a difference. Okay? When they get here, it's going to make a difference. This is what I'm saying, Heavy. There's not a when they are coming. We don't have a specific, they don't operate in time as we do. Like, okay, what time are they coming here? What year are they coming here? They operate beyond time and space. Beyond time and space. That's how it works. We're still waiting on Jesus to come back. Well, Jesus is actually a space being. My sister April has been on the ship and the councils. Jesus is overseeing the councils. He also has wore spacesuits. Jesus is not what you ever hear in religion. Don't believe any of that stuff. The real Jesus is a space being. He oversees the council of the Ashtar Command, and she's met Jesus a few times on the ship. He is a very humorous person. He has a sense of humor. He's funny. Unlike the religious doctrinations on Earth, he's way different than people have been taught to believe. Hey, Jordan, good to see you. Mel's Cookie Corner, yeah. He used to believe it? Well, he is, definitely. You should still believe it. Jesus is definitely on a spaceship. Chris, he's on a spaceship, and this is the absolute truth. And the reason I can say that, Chris, my friend, is because April has met him on the spaceship. You can disagree, but that's true. He's on a spaceship, brother. He's on a spaceship. I can't believe you're disagreeing with me on that. She's seen him on the spaceship. You want to argue about that? Come on, man. He's on a spaceship. I can't believe you would say that. Really. Come on, Chris. And he actually looks beautiful. He looks a little bit different. I think he has, the way she explained it, his hair is like a light color brown. But he's very beautiful. He has a sense of humor. He can joke around. Very beautiful. And he sits on the council. He is on the council. Okay, Paranormal, we'll have to check those out later. I get a lot of messages. Yeah, Jnar, when someone who goes on a ship sees Jesus on a spaceship, that's all you need to know. She physically went there and saw him on the spaceship on the council. What else do you want, right? When you hear something that's different from what you've been taught on Earth, like Jesus, in the religious context of Jesus historically, all that stuff is a bunch of baloney. It's lies. I'm sorry if I've offended some people that believe Jesus is not on a spaceship, but Jesus is on a spaceship. There you go. I'm sorry to bust the matrix out there, but hey, that's what I do, That's what I do. And the good thing is that the command is working very diligently to make things to the point where we can eventually have the contact. There's been a little bit of slowdown because of what happened in the oceans, and when a little 8-year-old bird girl died from something we used in the oceans, a technology that the negative ETs gave our government to use, it wasn't just her. Many of these mer people were affected by it. Many people died. You're not going to hear that on ABC News, CBS, CNN, NBC, or BBC. You're never going to hear it. Man, am I amped up tonight. Don't even begin to try to start and tell me what I'm telling you is not real, because it is. Really. Hey, Chris, good to see you up in Canada. And there were 3 cloaked ships. Interesting, beautiful. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. AK, welcome. Over the lake. Very interesting. Very interesting. No, we don't get threats from the government. The command protects me. As a matter of fact, there's more space people in my house now than there were before. All 5 of us, Chesna, myself, Kit Kat, and of course April. We're all extremely protected by the command. If anything were to threaten us, I'm pretty certain if we were threatened in any way, they would take us on the ship in a nanosecond off planet. But we are very well protected. I've been very well protected. Can Ashtar help heal me? So it's not Ashtar. Ashtar has nothing to do with it. Without me having enough TikTok followers. Can you just send them to my house? No, you have enough TikTok followers. Wendy, tell me a little bit about your story. And before I bring you up, tell me what's going on. You have enough followers. You can come on live, but I want to know what's happening. Yes, Kenny Cameo. The light is winning. The low vibe people, they're scared. Yeah, a year ago, yeah, and I'm also, because I've been so involved in this, even when this started happening, I was like, what's going on? And then I realized that as things progressed, and we knew that things were really happening, that really changed a lot of people's perceptions, I've been protected all my life, no joke, and recently I learned it's my space family who's doing it. Love for peace, aka Ira 1 James Ira 1. And yeah, the U.S. government, the world governments are corrupt, Jeff Lynn. There's this world government thing. Now, the U.S. government is involved with the negative ETs. I think they're the head of the group that, of all the groups, our U.S. government's involved. The secret part of our government is involved with these ETs that they're trying to have and use their technologies against us. Absolutely right, Patrick. Oh, beautiful, Jay Niner. I have neurological dysfunction from the abuse, can't stop ruminating and reliving. Oh, okay. Let's be, okay, for all our relatives, hey, good to see you. Let's be prayer warriors for our family in the oceans. Absolutely. Wise Juan, you might be my new favorite guy. Well, we appreciate Wise Juan. We're glad to have you with us, brother. I have anti-immune disease. I can't focus. I don't know that if I send you any space people, whether that can be done. I've done stuff to help people from having any negative ET experiences anymore. I'm not versed in doing something like that, and I can't promise you anything. If I brought them over, I can't promise you anything. I'm reading your comment about that, Wendy. I mean, I'm willing to bring them over. I'm willing to send a spaceship over your location and see if they're able to do anything for you. But understand, they can't get involved in our specific situations. Like when I pulled my back muscle a few months ago, they couldn't do anything. They're not supposed to get involved in that aspect. In terms of when it has to do with being attacked by negative ETs, that's when they'll come in. That's when we can come in and clear all that energy out and find those ETs and quarantine them. Let's see. I feel like I'm circling the drain. Hey, Nisi. Peace, Commander and friends. Last night was amazing. Thanks, Sweet Tea. We appreciate that. Show on global warming. Hey, Nisi, thank you for the hat. So, yeah, the global warming thing, some of it is natural, some of it's not. I've never really focused on that. Thank you, Nisi, again, for the hat. We appreciate that. Thank you for the Mystic Maven, for the heart, the hat. Thank you, Nisi. Oh, man, Nisi, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Another heart, another hat. Oh, man. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Nisi. You know, I try to acknowledge everybody when you give me gifts. Thank you so much, Nisi. Love for peace, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, love for peace. Nisi, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Melissa, thank you for the rose. Nisi, thank you for the cheer you up. I appreciate that gift. A lot of cheer you ups. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for the rose, Mary. Melissa, thank you, Nisi. So I'm taking a break here to thank everybody for these gifts. Melissa, Mary, thank you for the roses. Melissa, thank you, Mary, for the roses. You guys are just beautiful people. I'm going to try to read some of the things. Todd says all power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely, absolutely true. Absolutely true. Melissa, thank you so much. I appreciate the gifts. Thank you. Let me see here. Kathy Stewart, have you thought about healing my lungs, please? I don't have the power to heal your lungs, so I'm able to facilitate a situation where people have been abducted by ETs to help them in terms of making sure that they're protected and that the negative ETs never abduct them again. That's mainly what I've done, Jay Narner. Thank you. But I'm getting all these requests for healings about things like you're saying, and I'm very transparent. I don't know that I can even do that. I personally cannot do that. Well, maybe, but I can't personally do that. You know, Gold Bear, thank you so much for the high bear. I would love to see your lungs healed. And I've never, as of now, never done any work like that before. You know, and if it does happen, that I do that kind of work, then I have a feeling it's going to spread all over TikTok land. That, oh, this commander guy is doing this stuff. I don't want to start that either, because I know what I am doing, what I've been activated to do, but I have not been activated to do those kind of things, or bring the Ashtar ships and the men and women in the medical teams to do that kind of work. Even if they could do it, I don't think they can interfere with human situations like that. I might test the idea. I need to meditate on this. Greta, did you say you got abuse from ETs? If people got abuse from ETs, from negative ETs, I can work on that level. So if someone had an abusive thing happen where they were abducted by certain low-level ETs, that's when we come in there and we can do some work. Let's see. Wendy says, my body needs some healing. I'm just reading people's comments here. You sent some over to a lady's house who just had knee surgery, and you helped her heal. Give me a moment to think about this, because this is a big deal. Just reading some of the comments. Tiffany, good to see you. I think they want to hear you say something. Hi, Marinette. Yes. So this is what I'll say. Divine says, when are you gonna have time? When are you gonna have a time when you can hear other people's stories? Oh, tonight. Always, definitely. I need to know what the stories are, though. Yeah, we're gonna set up a new goal here. So the way the thing works with stories is, if you have had a contact with space people, if you have, let's say, even been abducted, in contact with fairies or Bigfoot or the mer people, we would like to hear your stories. You have to be over 18 years old. You can't smoke or drink or be drunk on here or use drugs. None of that. No paranormal discussion whatsoever, and no cursing. And those are really the main parts, the way I look at it here. And we are setting goals here, and this time we're going to do 10 of the hats with the mustache. Thank you for reminding me on that. Also, my Venmo account is really on my app here. On my main page here, I have a link to my Venmo. And hey, thank you, River Blues, for letting me know that. I have my Venmo account. You can donate anything you want. It's automatic. Just go to my Cash App on Venmo on my main page. If you decide to do that, you can do that. If you don't want to do the TikTok thing on the gifting, that's a real direct way to help me out in what we're doing here. So we really appreciate it. So, Wendy, I decided we're going to bring you up here. And I kind of do remember that. So I'm not saying, I mean, there's really no way we are supposed to be able to do that. It's really always been, like when I had my knee last year or whenever it was. Thank you so much, Karen. Oh, that's great. I like that gift. You know, as much as I would love to see that happen, they can't interfere with our physical experiences. Again, when negative ETs have abducted people, every time I've done stuff for that situation, those people have been helped and have been worked with. But they're not allowed to interfere with, let's say, a physical thing. Let's say you fall down and you break your knee. They can't go in there and say, okay, we're going to fix your knee. They're not really not allowed to do that. You know, as much as they might want to, because that's part of, unfortunately, your experience, be it, you know, physically or whatever, health-wise. They can't go in and touch that. They have come in, you know, in the past we have had people where we've done, in the beginning of my TikTok, when I first came on here, we did different kinds of healing situations, but they had nothing to do with the physical things of a lung or something like that. I never went that deep, you know. So we really can't do that. Mr. Marvin, thank you for the lemonade. About Wendy, the only thing, I've been ill for 25 years, and all the doctors do is throwing pillows at me to make me more sick. I'm sorry to hear that. Are you familiar with Betty and Barney Hill? I actually, Sean, I met Betty Hill in 1993-92 at the New Hampshire MUFON conference when I was doing my TV show. And I never got to do an interview. She wouldn't go on camera and do an interview. It's really weird. And she was still alive, you know. She was very with it in 1992 and 3 or whatever. And I could never do an interview with her. She would talk off camera, but I did meet her. I met her, but that was after her husband died. So I did meet her. You know, yeah, and Trance is right. You know, as much as I understand, Wendy, what you're going through, the command can't go in there and do that. It's, again, there's certain parameters that I have to deal with. And when people see the spaceships going to people's homes and dealing with the people that have been abducted, now everybody wants, and I've gotten messages, can you send the ships over to heal me from, you know, a toothache or something? They can't do that. It's just, they can't. As much as I'd love to see it, they're not able to interfere like that. I mean, I wish, you know, I hope you get better. I hope things heal. I really do. Yeah, so stuff like that, I really need to meditate on it, and I will. And I'll ask the command what they think, but I don't think they're going to do something like that. Not because they don't love you, it's just that that is interfering with a physical experience. I don't think they're going to do that. The Bigfoot, J9er, the Bigfoot are like Sasquatch, Bigfoot. They're men, they're people, female and male. They have children. They're very highly intelligent. And matter of fact, April has Bigfoots up in the mountains where she lives that are working with the Ashtar Command. They work with the space beings. And, you know, our perception of what the Bigfoots are is that we've seen all these crazy, stupid shows on TV, on History Channel, on some of these other channels. I've seen them. They're sensationalized stories, and you have a bunch of yahoos going out there trying to capture Bigfoots. So, you know, the media has really been... The last couple of years, there were some shows. There was one that was really interested in the truth of it, but there were other shows that were sensational. These guys were running around trying to capture the Bigfoot, and, or, you know, whatever they could do, and it's terrible. You know, because the Bigfoot are very intelligent. And if anyone's listened to April talk about the Bigfoot, they are highly intelligent. They work with the Ashtar Command, and they're helping very much the mission work in their own way. Let's see, I apologize. Oh, you aren't wrong, Wendy. They just can't interfere with physical things like that. Like when I had my leg, I still have a little bit of the knee thing happening, but I've been walking it out, and I've been doing my mission work, and nothing's going to stop that, you know? But they do love you. It's just that they can't interfere with that. You know what I mean? That's correct, Charlotte. Thank you, UFO caller, for following us. We appreciate that. This is actually Encounters for people that are new to the show. This is the most talked about spiritual UFO talk show on social media. I'm your host. I'm also a host of the NPR Pacifica show Sunday mornings at 11:30 a.m. on the East Coast, WESUFM.org. And that's my Ashtar Command show, dedicated to the Ashtar Command. Always. Thank you, UFO caller. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate the hat. Thank you very much. Dawn says, most issues are from parasites and dehydration, herbs, spices, holistic textures, grounding. Very, very well said, Dawn. And River says, keep in mind, we chose our life experience before coming to Earth. Absolutely true. We did. We all did. Trent says, heavy metal detox helped me when I was dying. Oh, interesting. Why won't they heal? I would think it comes... no, why won't the ET's name heal people, the space people? Because, like other people have said, they can't interfere with our human experience that way. You know, there'll be eventually a thing called med beds. The med beds will be things that will be, once contact happens, people will be able to go into the med beds and they'll be able to be healed once official contact happens. But again, we chose to be here. We really chose to have these experiences, whether we like them or not. As human beings now, we chose to have these experiences when we came to Earth, because everybody here came from somewhere else beyond Earth. And when you came here, I would call you a starseed. You got your families, your mother, your father, your grandfather, your sister, your brother. You're all starseeds, right? I'm a starseed. Many people are commenting as starseeds. We all know we came here to experience it, good, better, and different, but we also came here to relearn who we are, to wake up, right? And once we wake up, now we know who we are. Now we know the truth. Once you know that, man, that's all you need to know. You know, that's really it. Yeah, the Bigfoots travel through portals, interdimensional areas. I will let them, I won't tell nobody. We can't do it, you know. It's not a matter of telling anybody. It's just, as many of my friends here have stated, they can't interfere with our experiences, unfortunately. I had an encounter with a Bigfoot on a hunting trip 2 times. Interesting, Kush. Let's see here. I'm just reading comments here. And again, if you have a story to share, if you've been watching my show, you've never come on before in your life, and you have a story to share about encounters, physical encounters with space people. Many of you I know, there's 239 people right now. I would suspect some of you have had direct encounters. You've never went live and talked about it ever in your life. You kept it to yourself. You're still having the encounters. I'm pretty sure there's a few of you here that are having interactions excuse me, with the space people. I'm absolutely certain of that. Wendy says, I had a light being behind him, whoever him is, in the picture. Then he woke up and not blind anymore. He could see. Interesting. Wendy says, during a City 5 meditation with Stephen Greer, a man was healed from being blind all his life. Interesting. How do I wake myself up? Wise one. The way to do that is basically focus on shows like this. If you watch this show, you'll be waking up pretty quick. The other part of it is to do meditation. Like take like 20 minutes a day, maybe 30. Listen to higher vibrational sounds of music, ambient Christ conscious music on YouTube. That's a really high vibration pattern. Breathe in, breathe out, like 3 or 4 or 5 times through your nostril till your body's relaxed. Then meditate. You can use the word Om or You. And as you use those words, those are higher vibrational patterns of vocals will bring you into a state of consciousness other than being in a 3D consciousness. And as you do that, you will eventually wake up to a higher cosmic reality, wise one. If you do that, it'll make a big difference. So that's one way of starting out in terms of getting into cosmic enlightenment, into the, the higher levels of understanding. That's one way of doing it. River Blue, thank you. Let's see here. And take your time with it, It's not like a rush to the races, like you have to get to the end of the goal or something. You got to get the hockey puck in there. It's not like that. You need to take your time at your own pace. And if people do it at their own pace, you don't have to rush up to catch up with the other person that's already there. You take your own time to get yourself to that level. Hey, Linda, good to have you with us. Yeah, that's right, River. That's true. Okay, let's see here. I'm just reading comments here. Hey, Mercury Man, good to see you, brother. Hey, Voice of One. Oh, interesting. You said, Crush says, I've had something standing at the end of my bedroom looking at me a few years ago. Okay. So who here on Encounters has never been on the show before? Who here has had an encounter with space people? Let me see who's in here. Okay, let's see. Amy Gonzalez. Amy Gonzalez, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Before I bring Amy Gonzalez up, what is it that you wish to share? Before, as a host of the show, I will always like to get a pre-understanding of what the topic is. Amy Gonzalez, can you type a comment in there? Let's see. Joriel girl, I saw a ship. Interesting. I think it's a Joriel girl, I think it is. When did you see a ship? When did you see a ship? I'm doing comments. I want to get an idea. I do love to do interviews, but I want to get a sort of a background of the person that wants to come up on my show, so I understand them. If I don't get a response, I won't bring them up. Back in the 90s? Okay. Okay, let's see. We'll take a chance on that. Again, you have to be over 18 years old. No cursing, no paranormal discussion, no foul language. No cursing, no foul language, same thing. No drugs, no drinking, no smoking, no kids. And you have to be over 18. Okay, so let's see here. We'll take a chance here. And we'll bring you up. I'm just praying that my screen stays bright. See, I knew that was going to happen.
What's up, my nigger? What's up, my niggers? I'd like to talk about the UFO.
Okay. You know, let me just bring the light here. I knew there was going to be a problem, you know. Good thing I got that person off. I'm very quick. We do get those trolls in here every once in a while. And the commander, being the professional talk show host, we got that person right out of there. Actually, yeah, they were being rude. Every once in a while, that happens. You know, and it's not funny what they were doing either. That's why I kind of had a feeling about that. Even when they said they were being very general in their comment, I had a feeling there was something not right about that. But anyway, move on. We definitely move on, folks. We continue on, you know. Welcome to the show if you're just coming in here. If you've had a experience, a real experience that you wish to share, and you want to talk about your sightings, your interactions with the space people, if you've been abducted, we want to hear your story, certainly on here. Hey, Victor, good to see you. And again, Jacoby 88. Who is Jacoby 88? And really, I want to know what people are going to talk about. Jacoby 88, I need to know a little bit about you. But I will be quick and disconnect if I see another troll come on here. So beware, the commander is fully activated. No one's getting on this show unless I know who they are, what they're about, what they're going to talk about. Oh, yeah, Wendy, you can definitely, once you get into meditation and you focus on the cosmic inner meditation, it's not a matter of being a physical Ashtar. There are many, many space people out there. And Wendy, once you do meditation, you can actually meet your star family. Okay, who is the commander? Because I thought I was the orchestra. I don't know what that person's talking about. But it has nothing to do with the Ashtar Command. I can guarantee you that much. Let me see here. Oh, you're welcome, Wendy. Hey, Crystal. Good to see you. Many blessings to you. Hey, Half Pint. Thank you for the roses. And we are busting the matrix tonight. We're answering questions. Obviously, hey, Ashley. Good to see you. And if you're new to this show, just let people know that are really new to the show who are scrolling or scanning TikTok for something. This is an actual UFO show, believe it or not. We're not just like sitting around here arguing, yelling with people with 10 people on here. I do a professional program on radio for 21 years. I work with the Ashtar Command, which are men and women from other planetary systems of light. I have facilitated workshops over the years, gatherings of the Ashtar Command. I'm a C5 trained person with our Ashtar Command C5 group. We're actually going to plant a C5 in Connecticut in August. So we're trained observers, and we also do meditations to bring in the spaceships of light. So I have a very strong background. So if there's any trolls out there or kids out there trying to play games, you're not going to be doing it on my program. I guarantee you right now, you'll be sent into space in 2 seconds. So better think about what you're doing when you come on here, you know? And my moderators will take you right out because we don't fool around here. It's going to be in August next month. We haven't set the date yet. I'll have the date by probably Monday or Tuesday. I'll be making a video on YouTube, not on YouTube, a video on here. I have a YouTube channel, but I'll make a video here. I'll be posting it on Facebook, and on here I'll be making a video. Once I get the date set, it'll be on a beach area here in Connecticut on the Long Island Sound on the East Coast, and we're going to plan an Ashtar Command C5. And we'll be broadcasting it live on TikTok too. So actually, it'll be a live broadcast. You'll be able to see what we see, and we'll be getting that together this week for the month of August. Hey, Victor. Oh, yeah, it's been a while. We've got a lot of people here. Hey, Jersey for Life. Hey, Dina. Good to have you all here. I'm surprised there's like, out of 258 people, and when you see the word encounters, UFO contact, if you're new here, this is actually saying encounters, UFO contact. What does that mean? That means this is an actual talk show. Oh, what is this? Encounters is the name of the show. It's a UFO spiritual talk show. It's called Encounters. Hey, good evening, April. And it's good to see everybody here. Jacoby, thank you for the follow. Jacoby, I wanted to find out what you wanted to talk about, Jacoby. I know you asked to be a guest, but I didn't get any sentence. You got to type in a sentence, Jacoby. I need to know what you want to talk about. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, our audience welcomes all the new people here. We have a big studio, so wherever you are in the world, take a seat, relax, have some apple cider, some tea, relax, and enjoy the show. Our room, we have a big studio all over the planet, so there's room for everybody. Lexi says, I want to have an encounter with, and the question is who? With Grace. No, I want to have an encounter with. Lexi says, I want to have an encounter with something. I'm trying to see if we love you, Commander. Thank you, Casey. Hey, Waco Gal, thank you for being here. And some nights I don't do any interviews, not because I don't want to. It's funny. Sometimes people just want to hear me speak, and and I'm able to do. Thank God, I'm able to speak on these things. I myself can actually speak on all these different things, and like I said, I'm really amped up. I appreciate all the people here. I appreciate everybody here. Sometimes on TikTok there are people that ignore the people that are watching them. They just do things that are ridiculous. And I'm saying, I've been on those TikToks where I'm saying, oh, you're talking about this. Maybe I'd like to come on there, but all they want to do is talk, Here we do interviews with people. We do a lot of stuff here. Thank you for sharing the live there, LC. We see you. Thank you, Greta. We appreciate you too. You see? Big something. We welcome. David Bushner. Welcome, David Bushner, to Encounters. For new people coming in here, I'll say this. You're watching an actual show. Isn't that great? You can come on here and watch one of the most popular spiritual UFO talk shows if you choose to stay. I know I've been on TikTok and I know what it is to scan different lives. But if you choose to stay here, you will be addicted to Encounters. I guarantee it. Thank you, Kit Kat. We appreciate it. And maybe some of these people will come back. They're scanning tonight. They're saying who's on. I've done that before. They'll come back. When they find out there's all that garbage on TikTok, they'll come back here. Instead of watching somebody showing them the latest makeup for $20, they'll come here. Who wants to watch that for an hour? Really? I'm wondering if anyone's had, and this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I like to ask this question because I think it really gets to the key of things. Out of 275 people or 74 people right now, how many of you, now don't be afraid to tell me the truth. I want to hear it. How many of you are having encounters, direct visitations with space beings? How many people are I'm talking about astral projecting or going out of body. How many people are physically having encounters? And if you're not, that's fine too. You'll eventually get there. You will. But how many people are having encounters with space people right now? Especially with all the stuff going on. How many people are having, Runic Lamb says, yes, I am having encounters. Maybe you're having constant sightings. Patrick's having dreams. I have and have had encounters for over 40 years. Oh man, we have to bring Trance up here. When I soak in a hot tub at night, I can see discs whistling across the night sky way up high. Interesting. Yeah, Johnny, you're definitely having some good stuff, though. You're definitely doing some really good stuff. And let's see here. I think my mom had a tracking device in her leg. Red one says, I am, but only through cameras. That counts, Brandy Girl. That's important. I see the orb looking lights in the sky a lot at my home at night. Half Pint, I know Half Pint, Ray and Mary are definitely having it. Riddick, 4 encounters in the past year. 1 technological craft and 3 light orbs, UAPs. Let's see here. I'm going to bring up Jacoby. The one that was causing trouble before is going to be, see what Jacoby has to say here. And again, if I see things going south when I bring you up, whoever you are, I will disconnect the guest on here. So Jacoby, I think it's Kobe. Jacoby. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your show. I agree with you 100%. I'm a retired pilot and a computer engineering professor, and I come from Israel. And I agree with what you're saying 100% because there are out of Earth creatures that visit. And you said it's a spiritual experience. We have actually in front of our eyes, we are actually living on this planet Earth because of an encounter the whole human race experienced over 2,000 years ago. A person came from outer space to this Earth. And today, every single individual's birth and death testifies to that creature or that being that visited Earth from outer space. We are in the year 2024 after Christ. He visited Earth and made miracles, raised the dead. And today in Israel, you can go visit Israel and actually see all these things that Christ did. And what intrigued me about your show is the truth behind UFOs. As a retired pilot, I used to fly airplanes, and there's something about space. The same thing with mirage. I don't know if you know what the word mirage is.
Oh yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, very good. I appreciate that. Some people don't understand it. Well, it's a fake things that you see. The reflection of the sun and the temperature of the air will give you what seems to be water, whatever it is, but it's a mirage. It's nothing serious. Okay. Now, a lot of people have dreams. We all, human beings, we all dream. Okay. And sometimes we have nightmares. If you have a heavy meal or whatever, you actually have a nightmare. You can't sleep, And some people, they have some sort of, if I should say, they talk to in their sleep. They start talking, and some videos have been recorded of some people actually in their sleep. They start walking, and they start actually saying and talking to invisible beings.
Right.
So your show is giving a wider perspective to every human being that there is if I should say, not just beings, but a place beyond Earth. And
Yes.
If you have experienced, or not experienced, but have actually seen people when they die, there's two kinds of people of all the human beings when they die. Some people die in peace, and some people die in fear and trembling. Every human being, when he dies, goes through these two basic experiences. Either trembles when he dies, or he dies at peace. Two experiences.
So in those experiences, and I appreciate your perspective. So when I talk about, because I'm not from Earth, I came from Mars, which has 10 to 15 million people living on Mars, and being from my space family that's on a ship right now, my two sisters, my brother, my mother and father. There's a whole story behind this, but to the point of dying, there really isn't such a thing as death. That's really something we've been told we do, but we don't really die. When we leave this physical body, we move on and accelerate into another vibrational pattern of our next life. So everybody, including yourself, Jacoby, has what we call a space body. And the space body of yourself, the space you, is in stasis. So we have a spaceship that has all the bodies of the space beings that we are when we're not in our human form, that are in a thing called stasis. Do you understand what stasis is?
Well, let me mention something. You are speaking very, very profound words. I really salute you for that. I hope the people listening would understand and comprehend what you're trying to express to them, because we human beings are social creatures. I mean, what is the greatest punishment you can give to a person? Solitary confinement. That is the greatest punishment every government does to criminals. They put them in solitary confinement. Why? Because people are social creatures. We love to be socializing, because nobody can stay alone by himself for forever. That's hell if you want to use it. To be alone by yourself, you don't talk to anybody, nobody talks to you, putting in a room, a solitary confinement, it's hell in itself because human beings are social creatures. We like to communicate. The only creatures on planet Earth that are talking on a TikTok in a language, communicating ideas and thoughts are humans. You don't see monkeys expressing themselves in words like we do today.
Right.
Not a single animal in the whole human race can communicate the way we do. So the human word is the essence of the human existence. Did you know that?
Yeah.
The-
And your point, Jacoby, about Jesus. Now, maybe you know this already, and we didn't, or maybe you don't know this. But my friend April and I and three other people were very much in tune with what we call our space family. And Jesus Christ is on a spaceship, and she has met him. He's very different than what you know in Earth-based religions. One of the things I do in my show, which I think is also very important to know, is that ever since I've been doing what I do, I'm here to bust the matrix of belief systems, whether it's religious or whatever, that everything people have been taught in religion about Jesus is totally a lie. Jesus is actually a starseed who came to Earth, and he did his mission work, and he went back on the ship, and he's part of the council, a very important council on the Ashtar Command. He oversees. He's a very funny person. He's humorous. His hair is a lighter color than what people's perceptions is, and he is not this person that was on a cross and died for people's sins. He's a star being. He's a space person. And I don't know if you ever heard that, but you'll hear that a lot on my show when I talk about the star people, the space people.
let me mention to you something. Maybe some of your watching listeners need to understand. We human beings have basic needs to survive on Earth. We need air to breathe, we need water, and we need food. If we have these three basic ingredients, we can survive. One of the things that NASA does when they go through space, they try to see if these three basic ingredients are on any other planet. Until today, nothing in the whole space that can give us water, air, and food to survive. The only planet in the face of this creation that gives us air to breathe, water to drink, and food to eat is planet Earth, period. Not a single planet until today. I don't know, maybe tomorrow. Let me tell you something.
So let me show you there. So that's not actually completely true. This is where I'm going to bust your belief system. And as a friend of the show now, you'll get used to this because I do challenge people's belief systems, not in argumentative ways.
I'm talking science. I'm talking facts. I haven't talked any belief systems.
Right. But science is not always correct because science is a science based on Earth. It's not based on, there's no way scientists can know about the universe and what's on another planet. The fact is, there are people living on Mars. There are people living on planets in other solar systems just like Earth that are very more advanced than us. If we were to believe that science was correct in their analogy, if we were to believe what science is saying, then we'd be in a little trap in a box, never seeing what's out there, because we have a vast universe that God created, and there are many, many civilizations that are way more advanced than we are, and we have to realize something, you have to realize something, that there is a vast amount of knowledge beyond Earth, and we are not the only planet with breathing air, with blue skies, with mountains and trees. There are tons of planets like that. They're way more advanced than we are, without shopping malls, without money, without people killing each other, without armies, without religion. That's an Earth-based belief system that scientists on Earth created because the scientists have never been in outer space. They created these textbooks for us to believe that this is it. This is where the breathing is. This is where the life is. It's a total lie. It's been a lie for years, just like the lie for 70 years about the extraterrestrials, that the Pentagon lied for 70 years. That is a limited belief system, and I have to challenge it because it's just not true, based on science.
Well, there may be truth to that, but let me give you some facts, okay? We live in a 3D world, okay? We live right now in a 3D world, but scientifically, there's a 5D world, 6D world, but we cannot, our minds cannot comprehend it, okay?
Not necessarily. That's not true because I have a lot of people here that I've interviewed that are living in those conscious worlds in their consciousness. It's about consciousness.
No, what I'm saying, mathematically, I can prove to you there is multi-dimensional world beyond our comprehension as human beings, okay?
Right, you don't have to prove that. I agree with you.
Just like their language, you and I cannot comprehend, but other space, whatever they communicate with it, they understand.
Right.
We don't understand
Right.
it. Okay, we must
That's
say,
true.
well, this is gibberish. When you go on space and start monitoring sounds that you hear on the this is language. You see, computers communicate in binary language, okay? As a computer engineer, former professor of engineering in 2 universities here in Michigan, okay? Computers communicate in binary language. Binary languages, they only have ones and zeros, okay? When they start first communicating in space, they use Morse code. You know, ships used to use Morse code. You know, the use of telegrams in dots and dashes. Today, computers communicate in the same way electronically. So when you go in space, okay, and you monitor these noises, these sounds, okay, these are words, languages. You and I, very difficult to understand, okay. So one of the things that you and I are now communicating is the English language. That's how my ideas.
Right. But also understand this is really important. It's because humans are not computers, and when we communicate with my space command, I have telepathic communication abilities. I communicate telepathically with my space family all the time. It's called downloading. It's not a computer, it's verbal voices of actual communications I get. And when I have interactive, just like you and I are talking verbally here, if people were to learn to be telepathic and they knew who they were contacting, which is their specific space family, they can do that. There are people on Earth that have the same abilities to use telepathy to communicate with their space families. Now, you might not be able to do that because you have a computer background, but if you take away the computer equation and look at the consciousness equation, everything is related to consciousness. When it comes to the space people, you're not going to be communicating with them with computers. You have to learn to go and communicate with them telepathically and learn to meditate and do that kind of thing, which has nothing to do with the technology of a computer. It's getting into consciousness and meditation, inner meditation. That is where you're making that contact. That is where you're actually in our discussion. The computers have been great for NASA to use to try to see if they use the satellites to get something from outer space, and they have done that, but that's not going to give them contact with space people. That contact's going to happen when people learn to use meditation, learn to use the C5 app that Dr. Stephen Greer, who I've met many years ago, created, where they use a C5 application where people meditate. They go out into a field and they do a Christed meditation, a peaceful spiritual meditation, and they vector in spaceships through outer space through meditation and through using the C5 app, not through computers, through actual people coming together. That is where it's at. That's where it is currently in 2024. That's what the people are doing who have these groups, and I'm familiar with many of these groups because I'm involved in a lot of this stuff. So it's a great discussion we're having, and I know you know about a lot of dimensions because you referred to it a little bit about multidimensional realities in terms of dimensions. There's no limit to the dimensions, right? And because there's no limits to the dimensions, that we as human beings, there are human beings and billions of people here. There are millions of them, and some of them on my show who are actually having physical contact with space people coming into their homes physically. How do you explain that?
Well, what you said is only one dimension of what's happening. For example, we are now talking the English language. That's not the only way to communicate. There are over 150 other languages, if not more, that people can communicate. English is not the standard of the human race communication. Same thing, what you're saying. What you're saying is right, but it's not limited to that. Therefore,
there's no limits at all.
Pardon?
I agree. That's what I try to tell people. There's no limitations to anything. Absolutely right.
But there's something common denominator for all human beings. You are a human being, so am I. Does this mean that your responses, my responses, your fabric from inside, your eyes, your body, your ears, different than me, or the same? Is your fabric, is your creation same like me or different?
Our creations as humans are the same.
Exactly.
But the consciousness could be different depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah, but what you said is right, but it's not limited to that.
Right.
It's very
there's
important.
No limits.
But
There's
let
no
me tell you
limits.
what's happening. We have in front of our eyes facts. I am a factual person. I don't go by emotions. I go with facts, okay? There are certain elements that every human being cannot deny that we are living in right now. Let me give you an example. I'm in the United States, and there may be some people here now are in Europe or Africa, all over the world, okay? There is difference in time. Some people now on planet Earth are enjoying sunshine. I'm here, darkness. And there are certain places on planet Earth, for example, like the North Pole, the sun stays 6 months, doesn't shine, and in the South Pole, every 6 months, the thing reverses, okay? The 6 months light in the North Pole, and then it reverses 6 months darkness, okay? So your understanding and my understanding of time is relative, even though we all experience past, present, and future, all the same experience. Yesterday, what does that mean? 24 hours ago. Last week, 7 days ago. Tomorrow, 24 days later. Next week, 7 days later. So we all experience past, present, and future, exactly the same thing, 24 hours a day. You cannot deny it. Why? One of the things, sir, I'm very, very impressed with your logic. It's very, very beautiful logic. But let me tell you something. Now it takes 8.5 minutes for the sunlight from the time it leaves sun to reach Earth. Okay? At the speed of 186,000 miles a second. Okay? Now, when you look at the sun in the morning, you are watching at the sun 8.5 minutes after the fact. So if the sun disappears today, right now, it'll take the human race 8.5 minutes to understand and realize, hey, the sun it's already gone. It's 8.5 minutes after the fact. Okay? Just like my voice right now is reaching you, if you are in Europe with this, at a speed of 186,000 miles a second. That's how fast the transmission of my voice in Michigan to go around the whole Earth, global Earth. I don't care where you are, my voice will reach to you in less than a minute. Why? You know why? For one thing only, because we are in a state of continuous motion. The Earth rotates around itself once every 24 hours, which means 1,000 miles an hour at the speed. The Earth is 24,000 miles at the diameter. And that's why we have time difference between East Coast and West Coast, because the sun is fixed. Did you know that? The sun doesn't move. Everything rotates around
I know that.
the solar system.
I know a lot about the sun. Yeah.
Some of your listeners don't know that, okay? I know you know it, okay? But because we have the time difference, okay, you will only experience, depending on how far you are in the time difference, whatever happens today, right now, as I speak with you, in the Middle East, it's already in the morning. Okay, now it's midnight where I am in Michigan. In the Middle East, it's already 8 in the morning. Okay, so it'll take me 8 hours later to experience what the Middle East is experiencing right now. You see what I mean? Because the Earth, it takes 8 hours for the rotation of the Earth to get to the same place where the Earth, where the Middle East is right now, because the sun is fixed. Why is this important? Why is this important? Because it takes the Earth 365 days to make one rotation around the sun. Okay? And that's why we have the solar eclipse. We have all these activities in the solar system because the sun is fixed and the earth is rotating around the sun once a year and around itself once every 24 hours. So we are in a continuous state of movement, rotation. Okay? What happens when you are driving in a car, okay, and you don't have a seatbelt on, and all of a sudden the car stops? You go outside of that window in the speed that the car was going on, and you die. Because we are right now rotating at 1,000 miles an hour with the Earth around itself. If anything happens to the Earth, if it stops suddenly, everybody on Earth will go out of space. You see,
Let me ask you a question, Jacoby, because you're a brilliant person. Of course, you're a former professor. So let me ask you: have you ever had encounters or ever seen in your life on Earth UFOs, or what we call UFOs, in your life?
Okay, let me be very honest with you. I'm not a fool. Okay, I have studied engineering. I speak 4 languages. I served with the Department of Defense here in the United States. Okay.
Oh, you did?
4 years, yes, at the Pentagon. Okay. I live in Michigan. I used to be a pilot. 10 years I flew airplanes, and I taught engineering in 3 colleges, and I have 3 degrees in undergraduate degrees in computer science and in broadcast engineering. And I have a weekly show.
I want to slow you down. So I still want you to answer the question about have you had any encounters. And the second part is you were in the Pentagon, the Defense Department. Did you have high security clearance?
Yes, I had top security clearance. Yes.
Okay. Well, now you're
from
going to have the
from 2008 2012. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions. If you're new to the show, expect me to do this because I have a friend that's in the Department of Defense, and she's been on my show and she's disclosed stuff about our government regarding to the ET area. What, as a person that was in the Department of Defense, can you tell us what the government knows about extraterrestrial intelligence?
Well, I don't know if you heard Area 54 about the spaceship and all this kind of stuff. But let me tell you something more important than what the question is. If you have noticed, okay, on the Earth, there are certain things or structures it would have been impossible to construct. Look at the pyramids, for example. Can you imagine how many tons each square brick that goes on top without any use of electrical equipment to take all these multi-ton bricks to take it on top of the pyramid? It must have been very, very, very sophisticated society to have that. Okay. Another thing, I don't know if you believe in the Bible, but there are 2 people mentioned in the Old Testament that are still alive today. One of them is Enoch. The Bible says God took him and he was not. The other person is Elisha. Okay. And now listen, I come from Israel. Okay.
But understand, okay, I'm going to stop you there because I was born Jewish, but I'm also not from this planet. I actually have busted the matrix on religion. I don't believe in the Bible. I don't believe in any earth-based written books at all. I'm trying to liberate people from religion completely to connect
I despise religion. I hate religion.
I want to know where you stand on that. Okay, that answers the question. But you were in the Defense Department, so my question is again. I'm going to be very pointed in my question because I've been in news media. I'm on NPR radio here in the United States for over 21 years. So I really want to know, what do you know as a person that had top security clearance in the Defense Department related to things that the public doesn't know about regarding the intelligence of extraterrestrial beings that either have come to Earth? I mean, I already know what's going on, but I want to hear from your perspective. What do you know?
Okay.
That we don't know.
I want to share with you some things that from the scientific perspective. I don't want to go into other stuff, okay? First of all, My clearance was until 2012. We're talking about 12 years ago. Okay,
Right.
lots of things could have happened between 2012,
Right.
when I left the Department of Defense, and today. Okay, lots of things happen. Okay, but let me tell you something that maybe will shed a light on what you're trying to tell your audience. Okay, during the war of Vietnam, there were lots of riots in universities in Chicago, and the police could not control the riots. So they asked the assistance of the FBI and the government to help. And within about 2 hours, the Department of Defense sent some teams to all these rioters, and within 1 hour, 2 hours, the riots disappeared. And everybody said, what happened? Where's everybody? They all disappeared. Why? Now, what I'm going to share with you right now will rock your boots out. Okay? Scientifically, I'm talking scientifically, okay?
Scientifically.
Yes. Do you know when you go to the bathroom, what happens for you to go, where are you going to? Number one, okay? Why would you want to go to the bathroom? You know what happens? Your intestines start vibrating. When you want to go to the bathroom, this frequency, this vibration will create a frequency that will cause you to entice your mind, hey, my number one wants me to go to the bathroom. I sense it because it's communicating with me by the vibrations of the intestines. They're vibrating. Your mind said, well, I want to go to the bathroom. And you rush to the bathroom.
But the thing is, it still doesn't ask. See, one thing I am is very focused because I've been trained like that when I studied news media in my college days. So again, I know you want to be scientific, but my question was, what does the Department of Defense know? I know a lot of things already, but what does the Department of Defense know regarding, in your time there, regarding extraterrestrial activity? That was my question.
Yeah.
That was my very pointed question.
As I mentioned to you, yes.
Could you answer that question?
Yeah, as I mentioned to you, you are asking me 12 years later. So what I was interested in answering to you, the actual facts about the Department of Defense, about extraterrestrial. You didn't allow me to finish what I was saying.
Okay, continue.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So what happens is the Department of Defense discovered the frequency by which your intestines actually vibrate. So they showed the frequency, and everybody in the rioters wanted to go to the bathroom. So they start looking for bathrooms because the frequency is giving them the urgency that they want to go to the bathroom. And everybody went home. And they cleared the riots. What I'm telling you is scientifically fact. Let me tell you something. I studied sound for 12 years. Sound. You know, right now I'm talking with you with a nice voice, okay? Every human voice, every sound you hear in the universe has 4 characteristics. 4. Number 1 is volume. The volume is how high and low the sound is. Very loud sound makes you irritated. Very low sound makes you a little bit relaxed. That's why in the morning you play rock music, march music. You want to wake up, bam, 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 bam. But when you go to sleep, you play classical music. This sound puts you to sleep. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, one of the characteristics of the sound, okay, your human ear responds to sound. If somebody comes to you and say, honey, this sound gets you excited sexually. Okay, when you hear the sound, you automatically get aroused sexually. It affects your body, whether you like it or not. I don't know if you are a prophet or a saint, you will get aroused sexually. It's scientifically right.
Okay, but it doesn't. Okay, I got to stop you because we're going way off topic from encounters. Way off topic. Way off. I don't want to go way off topic. I'm going to get you focused on what I'm trying to do here, and I'm not getting to what I want to know. I'm just asking you a very, very simple question without going to the bathroom, without getting to people with sound frequencies I understand all those things. What I'm asking you is, in the time that you were in the Department of Defense, historically in that time period, I'm absolutely certain there were things that the Department of Defense was involved with extraterrestrial contact and with
Yes.
actual physical contact. I just want you to answer that question. What contact did they have back then? That's my question. I don't want to go into science or bathrooms or what you were eating in the kitchen. I want you to answer my question. I want you to just
Okay.
answer that question.
Okay. I'm going to be very, very straightforward with you, okay? Number one, because of the, should say, the top clearance that I had 12 years ago,
Yes.
there are certain facts that will never change even 50 years from when I was there. It's facts.
Right.
It's foundation, okay? Let me just give you some little ideas, okay? Do you know?
Well, no, this, I know what you're doing. You're a very smart man. You're a very intelligent man. But I'm gonna up you one. I want you to answer my question. Back at that time period, with your security clearance with the people in the Department of Defense, I want you to tell us, my audience, what you know about what the Department of Defense knows at that point in time in history with interaction. So I know they have stuff that they covered up. I want you to tell me what those things
Now,
are. That's
now,
what I want to focus on. You're
okay.
going to try to divert me, but it won't work. It
Now,
will
do
not
you
work.
think? Okay, let me tell you something. Do you think, even if there are some things, okay, do you think I'm gonna go on your show for the first time and
Yes.
just spit out everything that I know when
I
I
don't
was
want you
in
to. I don't want you to spit out
Okay.
everything, but I expect when I have people on who say they with the Department of Defense, when you get to know me, I'm very much open there. I'm very much out there. I'm very much direct. And as a talk show host, I'm going to do what I do as being trained in news media. I'm going to ask you that question. Either there's at least one something you can tell me. I'm not asking you to spill the beans on everything, but at least tell my audience at least one thing that happened in the Department of Defense, because I know you do know something. You're just not going to
Okay.
share it because it's the first time on
I'm
the show.
gonna
I
give
want you.
you.
Can
I'm
you
gonna
answer
give
it?
you. Okay. I'm gonna give you some things that you will really have to really think about. Okay.
Let's see where
First of
this
all,
goes.
now,
Go ahead.
okay. First of all, the focus on space, UFO, space. Maybe it's a distraction of what's in the submarines and the water. Okay? We have in our defense system one of the most complex submarines in the world. And submarines are there for a reason. Okay?
Why are they there?
There is a world underwater. Okay?
Oh, I know that.
A whole world underwater. Okay? And one of the things that the Department of maybe I should
Go ahead, say it. Let's go on and say it.
let me tell you something. Okay, when you are when you want to divert the enemy, okay, or whoever wants to overcome you about your real weapon, you give them bones that they can chew on. When the bones they are chewing on is just garbage, it's not the real food. Okay, you satisfy them with the bones so they don't bother you, and then you do whatever you want to do, okay?
Right.
So you asked me about UFOs. Well, I told you, I was a pilot for 10 years, and I had encounters with whatever you want to call them, UFOs.
UFOs.
Okay.
Yeah, UFOs.
Okay. But if I share with you, people will laugh at me. This
No,
guy
they
is
won't.
crazy.
They're
Okay?
not going to laugh at you. You got. Let me
Okay.
stop you there. Let me just stop. No one's going to laugh at you on my show. Nobody laughs at anybody. This show, 30 years before this, 30 years back, yes, people are much more open, and many of my people in the audience have had experiences. They will not laugh at you. Now, you mentioned the submarines. I listened to every single word you
Yes.
said, and about the water,
What-
about the seas. Now,
what I
what does the
want to-
Navy? What does the
Yes.
Navy know about intelligent life in the oceans?
Okay. One of the things that you and I and every human being is very smart of is communication. Okay. We can communicate with the deaf with a sign language. Okay. We can communicate with the animals with the animal language. Have you ever heard that of people communicate with the animals? And we can communicate with the fish. Okay? There are certain sounds that the fish make underwater, okay, that you can, in fact, the fishermen, there are lots of fishermen, they use these sonar and these in order to attract fish, okay? The same idea is what I'm trying to tell you about UFOs and about other creatures outer space, outer whatever you want to call it, is they communicate with the same idea. And then when you're talking about submarines, okay, well, not just the United States, but there are lots of countries like the United States, they have submarines. Okay. In fact, if you have ever heard about the U-boats, you know what the Germans had, the U-boats in Germany?
Yes.
They had U-boats on the shores of the United States before they were destroyed, you know?
They had them at a place called Plum Island. I know the history of Plum Island.
And I went inside one of their U-boats in Chicago. I mean, and you're talking about 70 years ago, and the engineering, everything is beyond description, man. It's just amazing. Okay, so why is it that when somebody like yourself, for example, who has invested a lot of time discussing and researching, investing, why do people, don't take it seriously? They just say, well, this is just a joke.
Let me stop. I got to stop you there. That's the one point you're wrong about. Wherever you got that understanding, it's not true. People that watch my show take everything seriously. You're new to my show. You don't know that.
No, I'm not. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the world as in general.
Oh, the world?
Okay. Yeah.
I think a lot more people in the world are more aware of the whole concept.
You know why I'm saying that? Because there's one person, okay, that went up to heaven, Elijah, in a spaceship. Did you hear that? In the Bible it says a spaceship came and took Elisha away. Okay? This is happening 2,000 over 3,500 years ago. A spaceship took Elisha, still alive, up in space. Where did he go? Where did that spaceship went? And let me tell you something. I actually saw live the first moon landing. I was in Lebanon overseas. When Neil Armstrong first landed on the moon. One small step of a man, one giant leap of mankind. Remember that?
I was a kid. I remember that. Yeah.
Were you
was I
alive?
alive? Sure I was. Yeah. Yeah.
Pardon?
Absolutely. You kidding me? I was alive.
Yeah.
I'm still alive.
So remember this. Neil Armstrong landed on the moon, and there's still some people on planet Earth that say, well, this was staged. Can you imagine? The people today, it's impossible to land on the moon.
So let me ask you a question. And you have a great intelligence to divert from questions that are asked. So let me, as a person that my background is news media, I've been trained by the best people in Pacifica Radio when I went to school. I'm gonna get you refocused on my questions. So you mentioned the submarines that we have, which are we have the submarine base in Groton, Connecticut, that builds the submarines. Now, you talked about life in the oceans. I'm going to get you really laser focused on this. I'm not going to let you go all over the place. And you're going to answer this question. All right? We have things happening in our oceans. We have technology that was given to us when the CERN thing was acted up during the eclipse, where negative ETs came in. They're working with our government right now, but this is the truth. And they used this technology against life forms in the oceans. This happened about 2 or 3 days ago. Why do I know this? Because I know what's happening, and I have people that are going on. I have one person in specifics who's been over 30 plus times going on an Ashtar Command ship, and they are working with our space family on these ships. I know a lot of things, but I'm asking you as if I didn't know anything, because I want to see if you really do know something or whether you don't know something. So in terms of these naval ships, these submarines that we have, this technology we have, I want to know what you know about us going into the seas and oceans. In terms of using nuclear bombs in the oceans, what do you know, if anything? Maybe you don't know anything. about using nuclear radiation in our oceans that are killing life forms in our oceans. Do you know anything about that? And can you answer that question specifically? No diversions. I don't want to talk about the couch or whatever. Can you answer that question?
Okay. First of all, let me tell you something scientifically about.
No, I don't want you to do that. I want you to answer that question. Forget
Yes.
science. I want you to answer my question.
Okay.
Do you know that they're using nuclear weapons in our oceans?
Okay. Yes. Okay. I'll tell you why I said yes. Okay. Because of my experience and my studies in radiation and in electronic communication. When a mother is
No, I don't want to get into that. I want you to answer the question. Are we using nuclear weapons against life forms in the oceans? Please answer the question. Yes or no? It's a very easy question. Are we or aren't we? Yes or no? No. Can you answer the question? Don't give me.
Let me answer you in a logical.
Don't give me a logical answer. I want you to answer the question. Are we using nuclear weapons against intelligent life in the oceans? Yes or no? Yes or no? Can you answer it?
Listen, my friend. Listen. Please understand. Try to comprehend me. Okay.
I understand. I want you to answer the question. It's a very easy question.
Your question.
Either we are or we're not.
Your question is vague. What do you mean by nuclear?
No, it's not vague.
Because
we are using nuclear. We're using our government's using nuclear. Let me finish what I'm telling you. You asked me a question. We're using nuclear weapons against intelligent life in our oceans. Are you aware of that? Yes or no? It's a very easy question.
I will answer you if you allow me.
Okay.
I will answer you if you allow me to explain once I answer why I said what I said. Okay.
Can you answer the question though? I understand what you're saying.
But I don't want you to say. I don't want you to say, okay, thank you, that's it, let's go to. No, I want to answer the question and let you why I said what I said. Okay.
Okay. Well, let me tell you. I'll let you answer the question if you started off with either yes or no and then go into the answer.
That's what I asked you. Would you allow me to explain why I answered what I answered? Okay.
I'll see where this goes. Go ahead.
Yes. The answer is yes. Now, let me explain to you why I said yes. Okay? And I'm saying it with a reservation based on what I had access to 20 years ago. Okay? Now, if you are an engineer or scientist in nuclear fission and nuclear bombs, there is something called a bomb, something called a neutron bomb. You know what a neutron bomb is?
Well, do I know what a neutron bomb is? I do know what a neutron bomb is.
What is it?
I know what it. It's a bomb that can blow up everything. I know a lot about hydrogen bombs, neutron bombs, the atomic bomb. I know about all those things.
Okay, let me tell you my experience. I'm talking to you out of experience and knowledge. What I'm saying to you, some people don't even comprehend. The smallest element. A physical element in the human in the creation is the atom. The atom is triune. It has a neutron, a proton, and an electron. The atom has three parts: a neutron, electron, and a proton. Okay, we are communicating with electron. That's how plus and minus, positive and negative in the electricity goes through the atoms in the electrons, okay? But there's a neutrons in the atom itself, which if they exploded, it will create a neutron fusion. The neutron fusion kills the human beings, but keeps everything intact. It doesn't create explosion. It kills you, you die, but what? It leaves no explosion. The buildings stay the same, the cars, everything. And when they have that, they did that with disabling cars. Have you ever heard that? It will put you back in the what do you call it? In the early age. Okay, everything will shut down. No electricity, no power, no cars, nothing. It kills everything electronic. No radio, no TV, nothing. It puts you back in the Stone Age. That's a neutron bomb. The Russians have it, the Soviets have it, the Chinese have it, we have it, but It's from under to under. Now, if you want to destroy a nation, what do? If you create a nuclear fission, like they did in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they are still suffering today from the effect of the bombs they threw 75 years ago. But what does neutron bomb does? It puts you back in the Stone Age. You don't have electricity, no power, no radio, nothing. Zero. Because everything runs on the atom.
Okay. So let me stop you. So I completely
Did you comprehend what I just said?
If I didn't comprehend what you said, I wouldn't be responding. I do comprehend all of that. So here's what I'm going to say. I appreciate you being on here. And you did say yes to my question, which I certainly appreciate. That's a big step, being on my show for the first time, being a former person as a professor in the DOD, that you said yes. That, Jacoby, I appreciate, because that was what my audience is trying to find out. And you did say yes, which means that we are confirming, I already knew this, we are using nuclear weapons in our oceans that are killing life forms. And you confirmed yes, which I appreciate that. I want to give some other people a chance to come on here, but you can come on here again. I love having you on here. You've been great. You're
Thank
a
you.
great guest.
This is my first time on your show here, and I will put a follow on you, and
I'll do the
hopefully
same
we
thing for you.
can communicate in the future. And one more thing I want to let you know, and all your audience, the dear people that are watching
please
the
go ahead.
show here, is this. Death is not the end of the human person. Just that's what I want you to know. It's a transformation from planet Earth to a different place. Either it's going to be evil, bad, or extremely joyful and good. Because every human being fights between the good and the evil. Every one of us has good and evil, light and darkness. And every one of us will end up with one of these two states forever, either a state of good, light, joy, or evil, death, and destruction. Thank you, sir.
Well, okay, Jacoby, thanks for coming on here. Jacoby is a professor, or was a professor. He worked with the DOD for a number of years. And I thank you for being honest to finally, I know it's, because when you're in something like a government agency like the DOD, you can't really say a whole lot because you're still, there are connections. But you did have the gumption to say yes, and that we have been doing that, and I appreciate your honesty there. I hope you have a great evening. Enjoy the show. I'm going to follow you, and you've been a great guest. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
I salute you, and I salute all you guests. Have a blessed time. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacoby. That's Jacoby. Everyone give him a round of applause for being on the show. We appreciate you, Jacoby. Let me do this here. I know I have another person coming up here, and we're going to bring up Ashley. Ashley's next on my camera here. We know Ashley. And we appreciate everybody watching Encounters. Hey, Ashley, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Ashley, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
I'm not getting any sound.
Wait.
I'm getting beeping sounds. When weird things are going to happen on this show, they happen. Ashley, you're beeping.
Okay, hold
it's like
on.
Morse code. There you are. Can you hear me? Ashley?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. There was some really weird beeping going on. Do you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear? I can hear you. Can you hear me? Do you have a cat?
Shoot. Hold on. Why is it not working?
I hear a cat.
Oh, you do? Okay, you can hear me. Okay.
I can hear you. Did you hear like that beeping sound before?
Okay, let me turn off my fan. It's hot in here. Okay. I had to unhook my Bluetooth.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
You can hear me now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying
So this is good.
to do camera. Okay.
Well, there you are.
Finally on my
Ashley.
camera.
You're on camera. Ashley's on camera. And we appreciate you. We had Jacoby on before, who is a former professor in Michigan, worked with the DOD. That was an interesting interview for sure. And we have our friend Ashley. Ashley, what's happening?
Nothing. So I know I mentioned the other day that I heard some things that people were saying, and that reminded me of like stuff that happened when I was a little kid. And I made a drawing, so I'm embarrassed. Don't make fun of me. But I made a drawing to like help explain it. Okay. So what happened, I'll just explain it first. So what happened was me and my sister, she's 2 years younger than me, and we shared a bedroom, and we have bunk beds, and hers was on the bottom and mine was on the top. And she would wake up with this red and blue light coming in through the bedroom window onto our beds. And she would get scared. It wasn't like flashing. My mom always like tried to tell her it was like, you know, cops, like, or something like that, cop lights. So, but she said they were never flashing. It was just a straight beam, red and blue, going in through the bedroom window. Oh, wow. And my sister would like climb up on the bed and shake me. Hi, Mary. And she would shake me and I could not wake up. So I wonder, like, I don't know if this is true because I don't remember any of it because she could never wake me up. So I don't know if, because it happened, she said at least 5 times. I waited to say this until I could talk to her to make sure I got all the details right because I didn't want to just like, because it's been years. I'm 40 now. So, and that was back when I was like 10 years old. Yeah. So, okay. I'm so embarrassed. Okay.
No, don't be embarrassed.
Okay. So here's our bunk beds. And then I drew the lights, how they came in through the window.
Oh, yeah. I see that.
Okay.
So they came right into the bunk beds. Yeah.
Yep. Look. And I even drew her. I should have made her a little bit bigger. So another.
A little bit bigger?
Yeah. So she would like climb up and like shake me and then she just ended up falling asleep on my bed. So like, I don't know if like they were bringing me back and I was asleep. I don't know.
Like bringing you back from, go ahead, continue your story.
In case I was, in case I was abducted. I have no idea, but it happened way too much. And I know she wasn't making it up. She's like 38 and an RN and she's like, she still swears by this and she remembers like every detail. But several nights, like after that, she would stand up on this dresser. My mom would hear something in our bedroom and my mom would come in and my sister is standing up on this dresser, like rubbing her hands or had her hands up on the window. It was, I don't know, it was just weird stuff. And it like a couple of things that a couple of the people that came on to interview just reminded me of that. Like somebody had said like the beam of light coming in through their window. And so, I didn't, sorry, my nose is running.
Oh, no problem. Do you want me to give you some, as I hear your story here on Encounters, I think I have some information for you.
You do?
So, the visualization of the drawing definitely was giving me some information there. The beam of light was coming from a spaceship.
Okay. That's
the rays of light that out the window come from the spaceship in through the window. So what I'm getting is, I believe your sister, is it your sister?
Yeah.
The reason why she was looking out the window, I think you were taken aboard a ship.
That's what I was thinking too after I was thinking about it, because I never thought about it all these years. And I've been watching your show and I still never thought about it. I remember her just talking about it, but I just thought that it was, just like an imagination.
How would you like to, you've been watching my show for a while. This is the first time I've heard this from you. How would you like me to send a spaceship over your location? Of the Ashtar Command?
You could. I don't think anything's ever happened since then, and that's been over 30 years. So
30 years ago, and that's good. But how would you like to really remember things?
Okay,
really remember.
I would like to remember.
Okay. So what we're going to do...
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'm going to send... I want you to close your eyes for a minute.
Okay.
And I want you... I know you're stuffed up and probably have a cold or allergies. Just breathe in if you can and breathe out through your nostrils about 3 or 4 times. And we're going to do this thing. Joseph, well, what I'm going to do will help her with her memories on this. And if you watch what I do, that'll answer your question. I'm sorry Ashley's got allergies or a cold going on.
Yeah, allergies. Okay.
Yeah, it's that time of year. But if people watching this, you're going to see what I do. If you're new to the show, this is for real. I work with the Ashtar Command. I am from the Ashtar Command, and I am fully activated. So what we're going to do here is just relax. And as you become more relaxed and you breathe in and out about 3 or 4 times through your nostril, just relax. I'm going to send a ship over your location about 20,000 feet above your location at this time. We're going to send 2 Ashtar Command people. They will be in the room you're in. You won't see them. Everything's cloaked. The ship is cloaked. They're about 7 to 8 feet tall. 1 man, 1 woman, to be exact. And as they come in, just relax, clear all your thoughts. And they're going to come closer to you. You'll start feeling an energy shift in your room.
Yeah, I felt it before you said it. Like it feels cooler, like
Yes.
less humid, like I can breathe better.
Yes. The woman is going to touch your head, forehead in a moment. She's going to do some activation work, she's telling me. The man is going to touch your neck area. There seems to always be the head and the neck for whatever reason. So they're going to touch your head, where your consciousness is, and the neck area to your physical body, the whole body itself. They'll be doing some work. Keep your eyes closed and don't think about too much of anything. When you feel her touching your head, a matter of fact, I'll say to her right now, just for sake of your knowing that she's there, touch her top of her head so that Ashley knows you're there to help her. Please touch her head. Take your time. It might take a minute or two.
I feel pressure on the top of my head.
Yes, she's touching your head right now.
Yeah, I feel it.
Okay. And she's going to work on your consciousness to have you remember everything in detail since you were a kid 40 years ago or whatever. She's going to actually work with you on that. The man who's one of our Ashtar Command people, these are both medical people, he's going to touch your neck and the back. So if he will touch your neck now, he'll start working on the cellular structure and on your DNA. Please touch your neck right now in the area of wherever it is that you're supposed to do that. When he does that, let me know.
Okay.
Okay. So he's going to work on your cellular structure. He's going to work on your DNA. There's a third space person, another woman coming in. She's not in that room. She's going to work on your house. She's just working on the perimeters of your area. She's checking every room. She's doing a vibrational upliftment. So she's gifting you with the vibrational upliftment in all your rooms, whether it be a kitchen, living room, wherever you are. She's doing that. And also on the outside of your house. Do you have a basement area where you live?
No.
Most people don't for some reason, but that's all right. And so she's working on that. And also, you're going to be blessed with the ability not only to, you're so committed to the light area. You've been very committed for a long time on this show with understanding what we're talking about for a long time. They are going to make it so that you're able to communicate with your star family. I know you've wanted to do that for a long time. They're going to help you on your conscious level through meditation. You will actually learn how to be telepathic, and you will communicate with your star family. I can't tell you who they are, but I know that that's what they're going to do. That's part of all of this alignment, working on your physical body right now, what they're doing. So you will actually, as you go to sleep tonight, you will start having active, interactive beginning of telepathic communications for the first time with your star family. I don't know who they are. They are human, but I don't know who they are. I just don't. But at least I know what they're doing is clearing things up. So you'll have a better understanding of your memory and also facilitating your ability to be active on a higher vibrational pattern of communications. Do you understand?
Yes.
And this is interesting. The woman, just to test the telepathy, can you speak to her in her consciousness to let her know who you are? I've never done this before. So this, again, when you see me saying this, I don't know what's going to happen here. Can you tell her in consciousness, in her inner consciousness, who you are, what your name is, if possible? The woman who is working with you on your conscious area. If you do say something to her, let her know so she can respond to me and tell me that she said something to you.
I don't normally feel this, but for some reason, like Jasper is coming to my mind. For some reason,
Okay.
I don't
And
know
again,
why.
I'm not projecting her to say anything. I'm very transparent here, very honest. I want her to tell me what she hears. And I'm not projecting anything. It's the first time I've ever actually did this. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't ever collect crystals or anything. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, so I don't know why, but it came to my mind from the beginning that you said that, like, and I don't. That's all I heard, like over again, over and over.
Now, when you heard that word, was that a female's voice saying that to
Yeah,
you?
yeah,
That's the space person. She's speaking to you through your consciousness. That's good. So what she did is she's letting you know now that you have the ability to be telepathic. Your consciousness has been opened up to a galactic consciousness, and now when you meditate and focus through higher vibrational patterns of music, you can say, I'm a Christed being of light and I wish to communicate with my biological star family. And you'll have to practice this for a while. But as you do that, you now will have the ability. It has been unlocked. They unlocked your ability. She's unlocked your ability to be telepathic as a human being, and more so than that, you now have the ability to communicate with your star family, whoever they are.
amazing.
How do you
Thank you.
how do you feel right now? How do you feel?
Good, good.
You
Do you
don't
want
feel as
Do
you
you want
don't
me to
feel
open
stuff.
my eyes?
Not yet, not just
Okay.
yet, but you sound less stuffed up than you were when you started.
I know. I can breathe good. I turned my fan off and it was hot in here because this is my daughter's old room. She's 20 and moved out, and we redid this whole room. It's like our gaming room, and there's no air in here, and it was so hot and stuffy, and it's cool now.
Yeah, they were working on your breathing abilities too. They're making sure you're able to breathe comfortably tonight. Well, not just tonight, but that wasn't part of the whole thing. But they knew that you were having some trouble with the breathing from the allergies, and they were working with you.
Yeah, my nose would have been running by now, and it's not. Like I could, the air feels cool breathing in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're clearing the energy out of the room, even though it's an enclosed room. They're going to stay with you till tomorrow morning. So you'll have the gift of them being there. It's my gift to you, Ashley.
Thank you.
And I want you to say this. I always do this when I bring the command to do what they do. I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I am a cosmic Christed being of light.
I am a Christed cosmic being of light.
I am a Christed conscious being of light.
And I will now be able to connect with my star family.
And I will now be able to connect to my star family.
There you go. That's it. You can open your eyes now.
Okay. I was like, I opened them and I was like, oh. Okay.
You're here. You're here. So
Thank
what we just did, folks, is if you've never seen me do this, this is part of what I do on my talk show. Part of what I do is I help people. The Ashtar Command comes to them directly. and we help people. And this is as real. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have like a pendulum swinging over my head. I don't have any game boards. I don't have any candles, dingling around. I do what I do because I come from off planet. I come from beyond this earth. I've come here to do what I do, and I accept the responsibilities of it. And actually, I appreciate you so much for sharing that story.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. Thank you for doing that for me.
Oh, it's been great.
I hope my anxiety helps.
Oh,
Gets better.
They'll work on that.
Okay.
And I would ask the man and the woman, please work on her anxiety. They'll help you to calm down. There's no reason for you to have that anxiety anymore. Just focus on your inner reflection through meditation. That will calm you down a lot. Just do like a 20-minute meditation with higher dimensional music, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, Ashley. Thank you for being on the show. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. We're going to bring Ashley down. Please show your support for Encounters. Before I bring any more people up, I have a Venmo. My Cash App is Venmo. I would appreciate any donations through Venmo, which is also, the Venmo is part of PayPal. It's part of their company. So if you have the ability to go to my Venmo account, please do so. A $5 or $10 donation would be great from people. Also, I appreciate all the gifts. We're over 101,000. Honey Colonels, thank you for the hat. I appreciate it so much. So we'll give a minute or two to gifting on the show here. We have 5 out of 10 hats with the mustache, and we just have to go 5 more hats with the mustache to reach our goal. And I do want to reach the goal here. Kelly Smith, thank you for the lightning bolt. We appreciate it. I'm going to thank you, Kelly Smith. I'm going to bring up excuse me. I'm going to bring up Down the Rabbit Hole, which is my friend James out in Florida this morning at 1:09 a.m. in the morning. Hey, James, welcome to the show.
Hey, Commander, how you doing?
Oh, it's been pretty crazy active in a good way. How are you doing?
You know what? I lost connection when you were talking to that guy about the nuclear stuff. I was in the rabbit hole, so I lost connection, and I didn't get to see how the outcome of that was.
It turned out good. This show is going to be on my YouTube channel by tomorrow. So if anybody missed my interview with it, yeah, he did actually give me a yes on the nuclear use of the weapons in our oceans. I finally pinned him down on it, and he did say yes.
Hey, I gotta tell you, I'm not sure if you saw, but Nebula, our dear friend Nebula, had on-ship contact last week, and she had these scarrings and these skin lesions, and they healed it, and she took before and after pictures. And I'm going to tell her to come on here so she could tell you the story and share it with you.
Nebula was on my show way in the early days when I first started. I'd like to hear the story, and I'd love to hear the story, actually.
She's got a video posted of it. I've been watching her stuff, and she's getting some good contact out there, too. So, but the cool part was that she got on the ship, and they did an actual, healing, and she's got that documentation on those pictures. And to me, it was just, seeing is believing, right?
Right. It's a good thing. And the fact is, she's been very committed to when I first interviewed her and met her, she's very committed to what she does. And
right.
She, that you can always tell a genuine person by the commitment to what they're doing. I mean, she's documented all her experiences, and that is, frankly, that's exactly what she's done. And I think this would be an interesting thing to have on the show, have her come on here and talk about being taken on the ship, and all the lesions on her body were healed by the space people.
Right. Yeah, it was crazy. And she does the UFO cam. So like after, at late night, if people are up and they don't have access to good sky, they can go on her live and watch the sky, and man, they could call them in themselves right there.
Mm-hmm. Now get this, we have a person here, and we'll probably bring them up while we're on here with you. Bent Feather says, I have all kinds of sources around me. I don't want to go with them. Ben Feather, I want to bring him up,
Whoa.
or he or she.
I'll
There's a
stay
story
on if you
here.
don't mind.
Yeah, stay on. No, go stay on, definitely. Ben Feather, can you come up on our show? You have to be over 18. No foul language, no smoking, no drinking, no none of that. No paranormal stuff. With your case, I know it's not paranormal. Ben Feather, we'd like to bring you on encounters, and if you'll come up, you do have enough people following you. I'd like to have you on the show to hear your story. Ben Feathers. Let's see, can I get them up? Glenn McNeil says, I've had two.
Is Ben Feather having active saucers like right now?
Yeah, he's saying currently, I don't know about right now, but he says currently he's having these, he or she is having these things happen. Let me go back to their profile here. I sent him a guest, he or she, Holly, it's Holly Farnsworth. Holly is her name. I guess it's a woman. So Holly, I'd like to have you on our show, Holly. If you'll press the acceptance.
Cool with somebody that had a very similar name. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. I heard she says she's been going on ships. Yeah, Holly, we would like to bring you up here. I'd like to have you as a guest on the show.
Come on up, Holly. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I really do want to hear a story, because when I hear things like that, I definitely have to hear the story. I tune into, I read all my comments here, and that's somebody that's Holly's having encounters. Glenn McNeil said he's had encounters October of 1977. And we'll get Glenn up here too, but I want to get Holly. Let's see. Holly, are you still there?
The other day I went on early because, Japan, their time is different. So at 7 o'clock in the morning, UFO Mania was online in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
And the UFOs over there are a little more brazen. I think that just goes to show you about the governments, right? Because in Japan, you can see a whole fleet just flying over a city, no problem. And I don't think that we're going to see something like that over here for a while, just because of the way our crazy government reacts.
Ben Feather, Holly says, I live by Skinwalker Ranch. Won't let me on. How could Skinwalker Ranch not let you come on live on my show? That doesn't make any sense. So, Holly, are you not able to press the accept button? Go into the multi-guest option, Holly.
Wait.
Holly, go on the multi-guest option on your TikTok. If you press that, I can bring you on. I don't know how they can stop you from going on from Skinwalker Ranch. Are you saying that you live near Skinwalker? You live by Skinwalker Ranch?
Oh, it won't let you connect.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, give me a second.
Next show.
I'm going to let you talk for a minute, James. I'll be right back. And I'll be right back, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, this is Encounters with CmdrAleon. He's taking his cocktail break because, he drinks all that cider, so he's got to go let it out. So I'm here with you. I hope everybody is well. I hope everybody is doing things to make themselves happy and to please themselves while being good to others. It's real important. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, because you can't take care of anybody else if you're not taking care of yourself, right? And we deserve it. We deserve our love. We deserve to love ourselves, and it's okay to love ourselves, and it's okay to be like, hey man, I'm feeling good today, So anyway, tap your screen.
We're back from the ship here.
Some love.
We got the spaceship, and
there he is.
Also, we're glad to have you all here. So okay, well now there's another person here that I found interesting. Glenn. Let's see. Glenn has been. I'm going to bring Glenn on here. Glenn will be our last guest because I've been on since right before 11 o'clock Eastern. So we're going to bring Glenn on the show. Glenn, if you can come up here, we'd love to have you on as our last guest for the night. This is Encounters, the #1 most popular UFO spiritual talk show on any social media. And we're going to introduce you to Glenn on Encounters. Hopefully TikTok works correctly. Hey, Glenn, good evening. Welcome to the show. Are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, good. So, Glenn, tell us, I was reading your comments about your encounters. When did they first start?
The volume went down on you. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. My volume's up. Can you bring your volume up?
Turn your mic up. Turn your speaker up.
You got it all the way up? You can't hear me?
Yes. I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, good. So tell us about your experiences, Glenn. When did they start?
This began when I was like a sophomore in high school. And usually, sophomores and younger folks, they dabble in like smoking cigarettes and whatever else. And we just wanted to our friends and we all just wanted to, and my sister too, we all just wanted to go out to my sister doesn't smoke, but the three of us did. So we wanted to find a restaurant, not too far from home that nobody would know that we were out there having coffee and smoking cigarettes, because that's all we did, really.
Yeah.
But going out towards the town we wanted to go to, there was a big, wide, open field, and it always was at that time, back in 77, has since then been built on. But the encounter happened, I was in the passenger side of the station wagon in the back. My sister was sitting next to me. Her friend, Cindy, was driving, and her brother was sitting in the passenger side in front. And we're going out towards the restaurant, and I'm looking out my window over this field, and suddenly, like out of nowhere, comes this rectangular-looking light that hovered like 600 feet above the ground.
Really?
I'm like, I look over at my sister Donna. I'm like, I thought it was passing traffic, but there wasn't any passing traffic as we were driving. So I knew that wasn't the passing traffic. I looked again, and it darted off to the left. My heart just jumped, because then it came back to that very same spot.
Really?
And darted off to the right. First it darted left really fast, and it all happened so quickly that I was just astounded by it. And when we got to the restaurant, I was shaking. I couldn't even smoke my cigarette.
Yeah. And how low was the object?
That was the first encounter, and that's been stuck in my mind ever since.
Yeah. How low was that object, Glenn? How low was it to the ground level?
It looked like it was like 600 feet above the ground, maybe even 1,000 feet.
Really?
It looked like
that's still pretty close.
Yeah, to me, well, as close as it was to the road, it looked off in the distance, maybe, 300 feet from the road.
Okay, wow. No, that's really close. That's a close encounter. Not to,
But I think it knew that I saw it. That's why it darted the second time. But it came back to that very same spot, as if they had unfinished business or something in that spot.
Well, just focusing on that encounter story for a moment, we'll get to the other story. The fact is, you're correct. They would know that you're watching them. The space beings on that ship would know that you're watching them. When you had that, was there any other traffic, any other vehicles in the road at that point?
No.
No.
There were some going by, but at the time I saw the light, I looked, there weren't any cars going by.
Right.
None. So I knew it wasn't just a reflection from...
Right.
I saw it clearly, though. It was a rectangular light.
And how many people were in the vehicle? How many people were in the vehicle with you at that time?
4. There was 4 of us. My sister Donna, her friend Cindy, and my friend Jim, which was Cindy's brother.
Right. Okay. And all 4 of you were able to see this, right?
Oh, yes.
So that's interesting. How
my sister Donna couldn't see it. My sister Donna couldn't see it because she was in the passenger side, and it all happened so quickly that when she looked at it, it already happened.
It had left. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, James, what were you going to say?
I was just asking how old again were they when this happened?
I was like 15. I was a sophomore in high school.
Man, can you imagine sophomore seeing something like that?
Yeah.
Must have been awesome.
All we were trying to act like adults. We wanted to be adults and be in a setting where we could smoke our cigarettes and have a cup of coffee.
Right.
And that's all it
So,
really was.
and I
We weren't
don't
out
get you.
drinking or anything. We just,
Yeah.
it was high school and we were still, like experimenting with stuff,
Yeah.
But
You're a high school
the
student.
cigarette thing was
But
like just
when
a
you had the sighting, Glenn,
social thing.
I get the feeling that it was meant for you to have. I mean, when things like that happen, there's nobody else out there. Only the four of you in that car, and the field's right there. The craft is
Right.
right above you. There's a
This
lot
was
of
in Lake
documented.
County.
Oh yeah, well,
This
there's
was
a lot of
Lake County,
document.
Illinois.
Lake County. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
documented cases of similar things like yours where I've had people on my show, they were out driving in the middle of nowhere and they have this flying saucer object or a spaceship come right above them or right near them and it stays with them. And then, it happens again and it happens maybe once or two or three times. So they're very aware of you. The consciousness on that ship or whoever they
Yeah.
were, they are very aware that you see them, even though they're not physically coming out of their thing and saying, "Hey, stop your car, we want to talk to you." They are very physically aware. There's many cases of that,
Right.
and I've seen it on my show here on Encounters. So, and what happened on your second? You have another story that happened.
Okay. The second one happened in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And most of our friends were just like hanging out at their house. They had like this nice deck that went out to the back and the side of the house. And on the left side of the house is where I was sitting. There was like a seating area on the deck part. And I was just sitting there looking over just across the street. And beyond the house across the street is like a little bay that comes off the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And out of the corner of my eye, as I was talking with a friend of mine during the little party session that we were having there, I don't drink, so I know what I saw.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was really like the provider of the wood. I would bring the wood for the bonfires and stuff like that. So here I am just sitting there after I unloaded, and I'm looking over to my left, and I'm seeing this like green glow, like the glow that you see from like one of those glow in the dark things, or even like one of those lights that you break, but on a huge scale, but only really, it looked like it was along the bottom of the ship, and it went past, and I ran to see if I could see it again, and it was gone.
Wow.
It hovered above the water.
Wow.
And it was moving very slowly through the small bay.
Wow. And what year
When I
was
ran
that?
across the street to the backyard of that house, it was already gone. And I know
Wow.
what I saw. And my
No, I
other
believe it.
friend saw it too.
So you had another person with you that was a witness to that. What year was that? Do you know?
2014.
2014. Interesting.
It was in McHenry. It was in McHenry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And with those kinds of things happening, with the visual aspects of these spaceships, which I call them spaceships, not really UFOs, have you had anything after 2014 happen? Like, did you have any encounters or visitations? Anything you can be aware of that beyond the sightings?
I can't say that I have, Commander.
Okay.
Those are the only two encounters I've had in my life.
Well, they're great. I mean, you actually had.
He's just getting those sightings he's one of those that are connected, but he could see them. Like he said, when the last one saw him looking at it, it got out of there.
Yeah. No, it's just interesting, that.
Yeah, some of them thought I was crazy for even saying anything like that. They're like, "Are you high or something?" I'm like, "No."
Yeah, well, you know what? Now in 2024, 30 years later, the whole subject is so popular, it'd be crazy not to believe stories like that. 30 years ago, yeah. 30 years later, on my show, it's really interesting is when people say, I start out by saying, you're going to think I'm crazy or people thought I was crazy, but I can tell you right now, the majority of people out there really want to know the truth about this. And I thank you for coming up here for the first time,
Commander,
sharing your
the
story.
thing about having these experiences is that they stick. Those are in your memory and they don't leave.
You telling me you're right. I remember every experience I've had since I was a kid, and they don't leave. Your memories are stuck with them. You remember what they looked like. You remember where you were.
Absolutely, yes.
You're absolutely correct.
I want to thank you for letting me come on your show. I've been dropping some hints of what I know and understand, and that's all I can do. And I'm glad that you got me on here.
I am glad too. We appreciate you too, Glenn, as part of the program here, and I thank you for sharing your story as well. Everyone, give Glenn a round
Thank
of
you,
applause.
Glenn.
Thanks,
We
guys.
appreciate you. All right, that's another great story, and this is what it's about, people. One of the things that's really important to understand. I'll have somebody else who wants to come up here. Let me see who that is. Let's see. Oh, Ashley wants to come back up. We have AIJ Leg. I'm going to bring AIJ Leg up here, and then Ashley, and then we're going to call it an evening, I think. AIJ Leg, if you're still there. Maybe they're not there. They were there before. So I'm going to bring Ashley back up. She wanted to come up here, and we'll bring Ashley back up. And it's 1:28 a.m. in the morning here on Encounters. Ashley, welcome back.
Hi. I'm just turning my camera on.
Okay.
Welcome
So
back,
I looked
Ashley.
up, okay, because I didn't know the meaning of jasper or any of the crystals. And it says that it helps get rid of like feelings and emotions and stuff like that cause anxiety. And that is my main issue is anxiety. So maybe she was just trying to tell me to get that jasper.
Right. So the woman Ashtar Command person that was touching your head and working with you, she communicated telepathically telling you about jasper. So she was telling you get jasper. That's
I think
amazing.
that's what it was. Because my biggest problem is anxiety, like all day long, every day for years.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And I just went and looked it up.
Very, very cool.
And I seen in a comment, a couple of ladies, I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was, said that they could see like a blurry energy touch when I said that it touched my head. Yeah, in the comments.
Yeah, I mean, they sometimes will become their energy from the command. They're tall, 7-8 feet tall human beings. Their vibrational energy is very, very high. And if she was able to see her touching your head, Red Jen said she saw it. Let me bring Red Jen up here. I don't know how many people. Red Jen, I want to bring Red Jen up here because she actually witnessed it. And if Red Jen wants to come up here, I'd love to hear that because I was so focused on what was going on here. Red Jen, if you'd like to come up.
Izzy, come here, baby. Come here, honey. Come here. I'm going to bring my kitty cat up here, too.
Oh, yeah, you can bring your cat up. No problem.
Come here, baby.
Oh, here's Red Jen. Okay. This is amazing. She's
in heat, so that's why she was so loud.
Oh, okay. Hey, Red Jen.
Yeah, there they are.
Hi. Can you hear me?
So, yeah, did you see the space being touching her head?
I did. I didn't actually see. I saw what I thought was a form. I saw right where your hair was and on the side by your ear. I could see it was very, very. It's hard to explain what it was. I'm getting chills right now. It
I'll
was.
have to go back and watch it.
It was almost like something was there. You could tell, but you really couldn't. It was very. I wish somebody could help me with the word. I can't think of the word.
Well, I would say a slightly decloaking, a slight decloaking of the physical.
It seemed. Yeah, I was waiting for something more. I was staring at it, and I just saw like, a swirl. It was distorted. Yes, distorted, blurry. You could tell right in that area. And it wasn't anywhere else, so it wasn't the camera.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Okay. Wow. Well, thank you, Commander. I know you want to get going. I see that Half Pint needs help or something.
I'm going to bring Half Pint up here. Where's Half Pint?
Okay, now I don't know how to get down, so
I'll help you guys. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Okay, hey, Red Jen, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Ashley.
Yeah, I was trying to message Half Pint. I was telling Half Pint
that
she's gonna be all. They're gonna be all right over there.
I'm bringing Half Pint up here, and Let's see here. Okay, hey Ray and Mary, how are you doing?
Hi guys.
Good to see you. What's happening?
So it is really thick here with shadow people, and I mean like they're all over the place here.
When did that start happening?
Oh, that's been happening.
I
It
don't
comes
think.
in waves. Like
Okay, I don't think you
it'll
guys.
be really thin, and then another wave will come, and then they'll get real thick again.
Hmm. So have the Anunnaki not stopped it?
Um, I'm thinking they might need to work together because it's a pretty big area.
When you say work together, who are you speaking of?
Like Ashtar Naki.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. See, I didn't know about this. Um,
They're negative, not if they're not good beings.
no, they don't work together. No. Let me just say this. Um, I got a feeling I need to do something here before the show's over tonight. Uh, I'd like to bring an Ashtar Command ship over your location in the Appalachian Mountains.
Well,
Are you with me?
I think it might help.
Okay. Well, this what I'm going to do now is going to take some direct action here. Okay.
Okay.
So let me ask a question. First of all, what have they been doing on your property?
Oh, they're coming. They're coming in my house. They're throwing stuff. They're doing all sorts of
Really?
stuff. Yep, that they shouldn't be doing.
Oh,
That's not good.
oh
Okay.
no.
Okay. So this is
That's
what we're
no
going to.
bueno.
No good. No good. I'm going to send an Ashtar Command ship over right now in 2 seconds to your location. My biological family knows what I'm doing right now. They're watching the show on the spaceships. They're watching what you're saying. So we're going to send a spaceship over your location right now, and this will be my last thing for the evening. But for you guys, I'm going to do this because it needs to be done. I want you to close your eyes, Ray and Mary. Okay?
Okay.
You have your eyes closed?
Yep.
I want you to clear all your consciousness out and take a deep breath in and release out of your nostrils about 3, maybe 4 times to be exact. This is going to be very interesting. I never had to deal with this situation, but I'm going to deal with it. Okay, so let me know when you're relaxed.
More relaxed, and they're messing with our dog too.
Okay,
He's not
I'm
feeling too good.
I'm bringing in a spaceship of the command. I'm going to bring 30 Ashtar Command people on the ground level to your property. 30 of them. I asked the Ashtar Command to send a ship over the property about 20,000 feet above cloaked. We're sending 30 not spaceships, 30 Ashtar people to your property right now. In a minute, we're going to have 2 of them. Nope. They're going to have 5 of them come into your home. Give me a moment. In a moment, keep your eyes closed. They're going to come close to you, the 5 of the space people. They're going to let you know they're there. Their energy is going to be way different than these other ones that are causing problems. When you feel the energy, let me know, please.
Yeah, I feel tingling all through my body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a
Here's what,
vibration.
yes. Here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm also an Ashtar commander. I'm a commander. I'm going to direct the 30 of the other 25 space people from the command ship. I want you to please quarantine and get rid of the shadow people beings that are on her property. I want the Ashtar Command. As a matter of fact, I want to send another 30 Ashtar Command people, a total of 60 total on your property. You're up in a very countrified area. I want the command to go after the shadow people wherever they're hiding and to quarantine them right now as we're broadcasting. And as you two are sitting there, I want the Ashtar Command to go through your house and to capture any of these beings that are there causing problems and to quarantine them right now, please. And also any other buildings on their property. They're working
And
on
in
your
the name of Jesus Christ, we rebuke all negative entities. In Jesus' name, amen.
Yep. And that's so right now, I want you two to stay focused and say, and we're going to do this on a very cosmic level. I want you to focus on cosmic Christed consciousness in your consciousness. We now have 60, which is the most I've ever sent in a situation like this, 60 space commanders on the ground level on your property right now. 60. I'm not happy with what's going on here. I want the Ashtar commanders to round up all of these shadow people that are playing games on their property. I want them to be taken off and taken out. When I say taken out of the environment. Wherever these shadow people came from, I want them to be sent back to their location. If they came through a portal, I want that portal to be closed right now, please. I want them to be taken
Commander, I
out
was
right
going
now.
to say that I think all the portals need to be closed for a little time over there. They don't need to have any portal activity going on.
I
because
agree.
things piggyback onto those things.
And the problem is, when you have an open portal, anything can come in. We need to teach Ray and Mary not to have portals opening up. And we're going to also teach them to make sure if they have a portal, it's a portal of the highest frequencies of light and not letting anything come in. So I want the command to close all the portals on their property right now, every single portal. And where if these beings came through a portal, please send them back through the portal and close it up right now.
You know, I can see something right in front of me with my eyes closed, like a mist or something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I feel like a box light with my eyes closed. It's like a white light.
The energy you're feeling, the white light, does that feel different from what you saw before with the shadow?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I feel the energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're cleaning your house. We have 60 space people on your property right now.
And
60.
we got angels. We got all of them. We got all the good stuff over there.
So we're going to have all your portals closed off. What I've learned is that you had these things happening with the Anunnaki, but also other things were able to come through, and you didn't know how to stop it.
Yes.
But we're going to stop it. We're going to stop it for you.
Thank you.
The commander. I'm not personally stopping it. The 60 Ashtar Command people are going to stop it.
Thank you, Ashtar Command. I very much appreciate it.
You know, your connection with the Anunnaki are beautiful, and maybe the Anunnaki weren't aware of this or about these other beings coming in. But also, I want the command to connect with the Anunnaki and let them to tell them they need to be they need to be protective of the both of you, and they need to send a shield to prevent anything like that happening again. The Anunnaki are part of the galactic forces of light, and they need to assist you and be with you. We're going to, for the moment, for the next few weeks, we're going to keep 30 out of 60 Ashtar Command people on your property. You're going to have 30 of the Ashtar Command people on your property. How do you feel right now?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I can breathe better.
Yeah, I can breathe better.
My dog's got heavy. I mean, he's...
Let me
Our poor
say
dog
that...
was over here breathing heavy.
Yeah. The shadow beings are afraid of the Ashtar Command because the Ashtar Command are Christed beings of light, and they operate at a very, very high frequency. Those beings were very, very low frequency. I want you to, the command to take them out. Take them out right now, please. Every one of them. Gone. Out. Off planet. Off their property. Please also shoot energy beams of light into the ground and to clear the property. Also in the mountain area, I want the command to, from our spaceship, send a beam of light into the mountains to make sure everything is purified and anything that is hiding is taken out of your property.
And Commander, I gotta say, everybody, do not be scared. You don't hear growling in the background. Ray's just a heavy breather.
That's just Ray's breathing. Yeah.
Just hearing Ray breathing, so you're not hearing growling.
There's
Calm
no growling.
down.
Yeah. Yeah. But
you
right
should
now,
hear him snore at night.
Yeah, he probably snores a little bit too, I'm sure. But I want to make sure you're okay. So there again, like I said, 30 out of 60 of the space people, they're going to close. They've closed the portals. You're not to open any portals anymore. If the space people are coming, they will come, and you will know they're there. You don't need to do that. You understand?
Yes.
Yes.
You know, Commander, that's so funny that you say that. I was gonna keep my mouth shut but I did get a message, and I was gonna message Half Pint directly. But right now, this is what happens when you seek, when you want something so bad, like whether it's the contact or to have information from the Anunnaki. Other things will take advantage of your yearning want for this information.
Right.
And
it does happen.
so this is why I say let your contact happen organically. Let them come to you, because even though we seek in the best of intentions, that does not mean that we're going to be presented with the best of things. And your dark encounter just proved that. So you need to be mindful of these things, because in this world, we do want to walk in the love and the light, but there's still a war going on that we have to be discerning about.
Oh yeah, and that's the war going on is like what's going on in our oceans, which April talked about, where we have technology that was used against a bunch of mer people and an 8-year-old little girl. She was on the spaceship the other night. They were trying to save this little girl that was in the ocean, where they shot this beam that destroyed the surface of vegetation, everything. And this little girl, they couldn't save her, and she died. And I talked about this morning on our radio show with April and on our Ashtar thing last night. But I want to get back to Ray and Mary. Mary, you were going to say something.
So am I opening these portals? Because I think there's a vortex on my property.
Right, but you need to, if there's a vortex on your property, what you need to do is really calmly, the command has got these 30 other people that are the Ashtar Command. I'll ask one or two of them to work with you on, they're going to center your frequency of energy so you don't have this happening anymore. Your energy is all over the place, and so it needs to be, you definitely need to not go all over the place. That's what's bringing that in. They're going to work on your consciousness to operate in Christ consciousness. So this is what we're going to do. And I've done this for people before, okay? I want you to say, I am a Christed being of light, both of you.
I am a Christed being of light.
I refuse to allow any negative ETs on my property ever again.
I refuse to let any negative ETs on our property
ever again.
Ever again.
And if you ever try to come on my property, I will kick your blank into outer space.
And if you ever come on our property again, I will blank your butt to space.
What I'm trying to tell you is that you don't have to allow any of that to happen anymore. You are in control of your own beingness. You're always in control of what you are. The only time you're not in control is when you don't realize what you're doing. And with all the good intentions you've had with the Anunnaki, which is great, you allowed for too many other things to happen. So one of my things as host of the show is to let you know, and also because I work with the Christed levels of light with the Ashtar Command of my space family, and that I'm not from here, is that you can take control of the situation. And if you are strong enough to take control of the situation, by the time the 30 Ashtar people eventually leave, you will never, ever have that happen again. Now tonight, when you go to sleep, you're going to be well protected. There's like I said, 30 space people from the ship that are on your property right now. They are scanning the whole area because I know you live in the Appalachian Mountains. They're scanning with the ship. They're scanning the whole area, and they're seeking out any hidden ETs that are there trying to cause havoc on your property. They're going to quarantine them. They're going to take them out, and they're going to be sent back where they came from tonight.
Thank you, Commander.
Thank you,
and
Commander,
thank
like
you,
always.
Ashtar Command.
And thank you,
Hey,
Ashtar.
guys, I got Commander just gave you your Ashtar Command homework. I'm gonna give you your Earth homework. Okay.
Okay.
My spirit in my thing, I gave you a comment up there. I said you got to take care of your mind, body, and spirit. Okay. So, Ray, I want you guys to make sure we're eating good, we're drinking good water, we're taking care of our bodies, because what happens is when we eat certain things, there's chemicals. Because this is the issue. Half Pint has a gift. She's got a power. She could open up these dang portals, and sometimes when the body and mind isn't in sync, she could throw a fart and a portal might open. and you got something negative coming in, right?
Right.
You've got to get everything in control. You've got to have full control of everything. And to do that, you got to get the chemicals out of the system. You got to get your body grounded. You guys have beautiful property. I know you're grounding, but if you're grounding your body, but then you got other junk in there, it's not going to work. It's not going to work out for you. So my best advice and love is take care of yourselves. You got a long life ahead of you. And get that part taken care of. Eat those organic stuff like Commander does.
And Ray, I gotta ask you, are you still smoking?
Oh man,
I'm gonna do
I
it.
am.
I want
to. I gotta do this.
I just quit. I quit a month and a half. When I had my experience, I quit smoking cold turkey and haven't looked back. And I'm telling you what, it can be done through spirit, through your meditation. And if people tell you that you can't do it, you're going to go back, forget that, okay? Because we've got the power. You can do this, man. You just got to have that faith. And when you believe, hey, I'm that guy that's not going to smoke, you're going to just wake up not smoking. And I'm telling you, bro, you can do it.
And the other reason why I'm mentioning, Ray, the other reason I'm mentioning that to you, brother, is that your temple is your body. And the reason why, and as long as you don't take care of your temple, that's why a lot of these negative energies were able to come in, because they knew you didn't have control of your physical body because you have clogged it up with all of that. Can you have the strength to say, when you go to sleep tonight, cold turkey, just stop? You have to clean your temple. In terms of, especially with the Anunnaki, they are coming from a pure essence of love, and they want the best for the both of you. But in order to give you the best of their interaction, you need to not smoke anymore. I know you're coming from me, it comes from a love frequency, and when you're dealing with the spiritual levels of light, that is so important that you just say, I'm not going to do this anymore. When you don't stop doing it, the only reason why the negative ETs can take advantage of you is because they can see a weakness in your physical form, which is the smoking. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Mary, you don't smoke, do you?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay, so here's the deal.
I need you both
to stop smoking.
Hundreds.
I need you both to stop smoking tonight. And this is because of what's happening.
We can do that.
Yes.
You can do it?
You can do it.
That thing's been making me sick lately.
Go smoke a joint. Don't smoke a cigarette.
That's right. Yeah. Oh,
For the moment right now, don't smoke anything.
I'm joking, Commander. I'm just messing with you. I want to see Commander's face.
Commander.
Oh, hold on there. I got my cat here. Oh, boy. You're supposed to be sleeping.
The reason that people with human earthly vices are so drawn to the ETs is because spirit is because if you can love God as much as you love that cigarette, you can do amazing, great things. But until you can get to that level, like Commander said, the Anunnaki are not going to use you or communicate the right way, and you're always going to have negative interference.
Yeah. Yeah, because I tried doing a live last night, and
they wouldn't allow it.
It kept. They said they couldn't hear me, So,
and the reason why they can't hear you is because both of you are clogging your systems up with all this stuff, and it affects the frequency. It lowers your frequency. So you need to.
Sorry, Commander. Go ahead.
No, I was saying it's almost at 2 o'clock. We're going to sign off in a minute, but you need to just quick cold turkey, and just focus on meditating from a Christ consciousness level. Use high vibrational music, and as your body clears out, as your temple clears out, your vibration goes up. You'll be able to have constant communications with the Anunnaki. The 30 Ashtar Command people that are on the ground, some of them are medical people. They're going to work with you on the next couple of days to realign your body and your consciousness, so you don't even think about smoking a cigarette anymore.
That would be great.
Yeah, that would be great.
I'm tired of cigarettes anyway. I mean,
but I want you to both stop tonight. I want you to make a commitment to stop tonight. Completely stop forever.
We're gonna stop.
Listen to this. This is spiritual. This is divine intervention, and I'm going to tell you why. I come on Commander's show maybe now once or twice a week, and not that often, right? So what are the odds we're all here together on this Sunday night, having this conversation, you having this dark experience? All of this is divine intervention. So when Commander is saying, hey, you got to do it, and your name is Half Pint, don't half-ass it. We got to do it the right way. We got all these people in here supporting you, rooting for you, and we're going to know if you F up. We're going to know if you mess up. So let's do it together. There's a reason why God brought me in here tonight to help, to tell you guys that the Spirit is with you on this. Mm-hmm. This is all meant to be here tonight, all of us together, everybody watching. Everything that led to this moment is for a reason. And it's for you guys, for your grander mission to get your temples in order. And I was just here to be with Commander to help kick your butt.
That sounds good.
And that's basically it.
For the help, because we were getting ready to leave this property because it was getting really bad here. Like we couldn't handle it anymore.
All right. Well, I want you to let me know in the next few nights or whatever how things go. I mean, now understand, we have 30 Ashtar Command people. I've never done that before. 30, maybe 5 or 10, but 30 on your property. Well, your situation's different with this situation going on. So they're going to stay with you, and they'll leave when they feel it's ready for them to leave. And the 2 or 3 medical people, they'll be confronting you if you try to smoke a cigarette. So beware. Okay, they're going to watch what you're doing.
What that?
So should I stop taking, I take a lot of pictures. Should I slow down on my picture taking, because are they following me through my pictures or what?
I would say at this point, also when you do take pictures and the music you use on your photos, don't use like heavy metal or rock or anything.
I put Christian rap on it.
Okay, my cat's talking. Use higher
in the chat.
Use higher dimensional music like ambient space music. Use those kinds of things. You can use some classical sounds. Use vibrational patterns of music that are of a very pure vibration of light from now on. That's the other thing I've been monitoring as I look at your pictures. You need to change the vibrational patterns of the music.
Okay.
And like the lady said, Trace said in the chat, slow down on everything. Your pictures, your contact, all of that. Listen, we're not meant to have contact every day. We're not meant to be in constant contact. And we to elevate. Listen, if you're trying to get 4D and 5D contact, You're never going to get there if you got all them toxins in your body. It's not going to happen. I'll tell anybody right now, not just you guys, but anybody. If y'all got junk in your lungs and junk in your body and junk in your life, you're not going to get that divine contact.
Yeah. All right. Well, folks, my cat's
Thank
talking to
you
me,
guys.
so.
We really do appreciate it.
And we like that support about quitting smoking because we've been talking about it. So
Yeah.
Well, now you're going to do it because you have support here.
yeah.
And when the commander says you need to stop smoking, clear your temple, part of that's the reason why these other beings are able to come in, because you're not focused enough to stop it.
Too, sure. And the thing is, I think we'll feel better too. I know we'll feel better.
Yeah.
Because when I
You're
smoke a
gonna
cigarette in the morning,
you're
it
gonna look
takes
better.
me
You're gonna
energy
be able to
away.
move better. Your
Oh,
eyes
yeah.
are gonna see better. Everything.
Absolutely. Well, folks, it is almost 2 in the morning. So I want to thank James. James, thanks for coming up here, brother. We
Yes.
appreciate it. Ashley, thank you
Thank
for being here.
Thank
Ashley, how do you feel? How do you feel? Pretty good?
I feel relaxed.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
space
so do
people.
we.
The space people that I sent you are still with you. You know that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And James
I
feels
do.
good. See, he looks happy. He looks good.
Love you.
Everybody have a great night.
All right, everybody.
You
It's
Thank
now
you for
about
the
near
support.
2. I want to thank everybody for watching this show. We're on at night at 11 o'clock. Normally, I might take a night off once in a while just because I need to recalibrate what I do. But yeah, everybody have a great morning on Monday, and you'll see you tomorrow night with another great show of Encounters, a show that's out of this world. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'll let you all down. I appreciate all the gifts. Go to my Venmo account. If you have Venmo, please donate to what I do. I have a link. I would like everybody to do that who can. If you're financially able, please go to Venmo and do that. $5 or $10 or $15 would be great. Ashley, thanks for coming back up. We appreciate you, and we'll let you down here off the ship. And let's do this here. And I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. You've been a great audience. If you have a story to tell tomorrow night, please come back tomorrow evening at 11. If I'm not ignoring anybody, but when I get involved in these discussions with people on the program, I don't always get to see all the comments. So we love you all. Y'all have a good night. This has been Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. Go to my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News, and you can watch all the shows from previous nights on YouTube, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. Bill, take care. Everybody, take care. We'll see you again. I'm going to take a look at my cat and see what she wants. Namaste.